Ready? We're going on TV now. Hi, chat. How we doing? Hi, chat. Oh, fuck my throat. So, as I'm sure you all know, chat, I vape a lot. And I also have a bad habit of when I go out to, like, drink or hang out with friends or whatever, I'll just occasionally smoke a clove cigarettes because, you know, it was an emo kid who turned into a rave kid who grew up into a goth adult, so I love black cigarettes. And normally, like, I'll buy a pack of Jar and Blacks, and they only come with 12 in a pack, and it still take me, like, a week or two to even get through a single pack of that. Maybe more, depending on how much I'm going out. But yesterday, I decided, since I was at emo night, I killed an entire pack, and then at some point during emo night, I lost my vape, so I had to grab another pack of actual cigarettes on the way home, and my throat is fucking raw. Don't smoke, kids. It's very bad for you, and it's not worth it, and it's expensive and stupid. It's, like, literally the dumbest addiction. You don't even get anything from it. Like, after you get used to smoking for a while, you don't even get any kind of buzz or any kind of feeling. It just makes you feel fucking normal, and it's awful. But hello, chat. How are we doing today? It has been a second. It actually feels like it's been a really long time since I streamed. When I was scheduling this stream today, I looked at it all shows up on, like, a little calendar. All of the streams, like, oh wow, it's been since Tuesday since I streamed, which, at least, you know, the past few months is a very long gap for me to take between streaming. But I forgot I had plans on Friday, and I was not gonna stream on Thursday anyway. Oh, was it Wednesday? I don't remember. Anyway, point is, I ended up having things happen, and unfortunately, it means that I could not stream until now. But now we are here, and we are queer, and other words that rhyme with that something something while Genshin plays Lear. I don't know. How it unpacks it. Even dumber than Gacha. So, like, I'm not saying that gambling addiction is good or anything. And also, hopefully, if one is addicted to Gacha, it's not related to the gambling. Because, you know, these kinds of live service video games are intentionally designed to get you addicted to them. Not necessarily in the sense of, like, getting addicted to the gambling. Because if you have that kind of an issue, especially with Gacha, I heavily recommend you stop playing Gacha games. Because responsible spending of your money for your entertainment is important, but these games are designed to get you addicted to them, right? So, like, that is the reason dailies exist. Dailies make you come back and build into your routine playing these games, whether it's at, like, specific times or whatever or whatnot anyway. That is the entire idea behind so many of the different mechanics in there, and why, you know, you build up your free-to-play currency by making sure you log in every day, and you spend 30 seconds to 5 minutes depending on the game during your dailies, and you make sure you knock out your weeklies at least like once a week and all that stuff, right? Like that's all just, and that, you know, lets you build up that free-to-play currency, yada yada. That is like very intentionally designed. It's all live service games are very intentionally designed to have it become a habit and a routine in your life. But at the very least, like under the assumption that you aren't having any issues with, like, you know, your self-control, your gambling, things like that, right? You're not overspending on money, you're not letting it fuck with other parts of your life. It's kind of whatever to have that as part of your routine, you know, it's just entertainment at the end of the day, as long as it's not getting in the way of the rest of your life. But the dumb thing about cigarettes and vaping is you don't even get anything from it. Like, at the very least, with gacha, you get dopamine and enjoyment. When you have a cigarette or you vape, it just makes you feel normal again. I mean, sometimes when you're like really stressed, it can like be kind of a nice relief sort of thing, but also so, you know, loading up a fucking game. So you don't even get anything out of it, and it costs a lot more money than like being a load to play in gacha would be. I used to smoke 2 packs a day, and I used to smoke 2 packs a day minimum. And back then, since I mostly, if I wasn't getting anything fancy, I'd probably get like Marlboro, is it 62? I forget. Anyway, it's like a particular brand. And that will cost me back in 2011, 2012? Wait, no. When was that? God, when did I quit smoking? I was like 22, I think? So it would have been 10 years ago, so 2015. Around 2015, that was like $7 a pack. So I'd be spending $14 a day on cigarettes minimum, and then you would push that into the course of a whole week. I'm spending over $100 a week on cigarettes, and if you were to spend $100 a week on gacha, everyone would call you a fucking whale. Not just a whale, like you're pushing past regular whale limits at that point, right? And at least with like gacha, I get, like, fun entertainment, I get good storylines, interesting characters, I get gameplay that I can enjoy, I have something that I have a cool little world that I can go escape to relax from all of the other stressors in real life. I have this thing that gives me, at the very least, some level of, like, consistent little dopamine. And with cigarettes, you literally, just to make yourself feel normal. Like, you don't even get a buzz or feel anything much from it anymore. It's just if you don't have the nicotine in your system, you get annoyed and pissed off, so you need them to keep you normal and regulated. And yeah, it's fucking stupid. Don't ever get into nicotine. It's the dumbest addiction. Hi, SD. How's it going? Nicotine whale. So everyone who smokes cigarettes is nicotine. Dude, cigarettes are so fucking expensive now, too. Like, I'm talking about, like, you're like $6-7 after tax for... I didn't buy any of like the super cheap brands, but we're talking about that's like 2015 prices. Now it's like $9 or something to get a pack of cigarettes in like Phoenix. And I mean, even back then in 2015, if you were in New York, it cost you $10 to get a pack of cigarettes. I don't even know how fucking expensive they are now. But holy shit. Anyway, welcome to the Neverness to Everness stream, y'all. After we just spent like 8 minutes yapping about cigarettes. Don't do drugs, kid, and nicotine counts. Smile. They can't call me a whale if I tell people I'm free to play. Oh no. Are the free to play nicotine addicts the ones who go to the ashtrays and things like that and look to see if anyone's left like a little nub left amongst all of the like empty like just cigarette filters left in there? Because I think those are the nicotine free to plays, and they're having a much worse time than the free to play gacha players, I'll tell you that much. Probably worse in very liberal states. Yeah, I mean, generally speaking, a lot of those states will have, a lot of the more liberal leaning states will have a lot more like sin taxes attached to certain things, which honestly I don't think is a bad thing. Cigarettes being less accessible is a good thing, if I'm being completely... It's one of the dumbest addictions. It's one of the dumbest substances. It doesn't... Like, the first few times you smoke a cigarette or you vape, you might get, like, a little nice, like, head high, a little buzz, like, something like that, right? And, you know, after a month or two of a consistent habit with it, that's not a thing anymore. Again, it's just to make you feel normal, and it's fucking awful. How did we get on this topic? Oh, yeah, my throat hurts, because I don't normally smoke like actual tobacco very much at all. I mostly vape, but I definitely smoked a lot last night because I was out until like 5 a.m. And yeah, If my voice is a little deeper, a little bit more bedroom voice tonight, that's probably because of the cigarettes. Could you burn me a cig? Smile. I had a friend burn me with a cig, very intentionally. I still have the scar. It's gotten like a lot lighter over time. But yeah, I was under the influence of substances when I was like, fucking like, I think it was like 19 at this point. I was like a warehouse rave with some friends, and I had a friend, Ivan, who I knew he was a sadist, right? Like we met through like fellow kink friends. I knew he was a sadist, but for some reason, I thought it'd be a great idea to have him put a cigarette out on my arm, and the motherfucker spent like 15 seconds very slowly putting it out. And yeah, that was 14 years ago? 13 years ago, and I still have the fucking scar on my arm. Oh. Yeah, that happened fine. The reason that happened, actually... Hey, more Deep Jinx lore. The reason that happened, actually, is because there's this trick you can do where you can, like, take a cigarette or something and then put $1 on a table or something else and then put the cigarette out on top of the dollar, and the dollar won't get burned or scorched, but the thing underneath will, because they're designed to transfer heat really well. Because, you know, they don't want it to burn like actual paper does, because it's legal tender. So I was like, oh, that sounds cool. Let's test that on my arm. Hey, Ivan, my very sadistic friend, why don't you do the thing? Bum, not burn. So true, Goldrith. So true. Okay, now, well, we've had our official minimum 10 minutes of yapping before anything happens, except for this time it happened to be about cigarettes and my sadistic friends from when I was younger, so smile. Anyway. Sack needs some water. Anyway. Reason we're here tonight is because NTE, Neverness to Everness, put out a live stream a day ago. I'm pretty sure it was like the day before yesterday, wasn't it? Also, what the fuck? It's launching on July 3rd. Why do all of these gacha games hate Anime Expo? Fucking NTE's Containment Test is launching on July 3rd, which is when I'll be at AX. I'm there for like the Thursday through Monday. That's happening on AX. Last year, ZZZ dropped during AX. And also this year, fucking Lupa. Lupa, the character I have been waiting for since... I've been wanting since basically since Wuwa came out, is dropping during AX. I can't even fucking pull her until I get home. Why do these gachas hate Anime Expo? Jesus fucking Christ. But yeah, anyway, NTE is doing that containment test on July 3rd, and they recently put out a live stream that I could not watch when it first came out because I wanted to make sure to watch it on stream, but I was busy this weekend. And Saber's coming week. See, the thing is though, Flight, Saber's the week after. I don't care if it's the week after. Like, if it's the week after, it's fine. But the fact that it happens during AX means I have to either pull Lupa while I'm at AX and then not be able to play her, or and not be able to do it on stream, or I have to wait until I get back on like July fucking 7th and then pull Lupa and be sad because I wanted to do like day one team testing and animation cancel testing and quick swap testing, but now I'm just gonna have to wait like fucking at least 3 days. Yeah, very bad timing. Yeah, exactly, Booster Slot. Like, these gachas hates AX for some reason. This has happened with multiple gachas. You'll be in line for like 6 hours each day. You'll have time. Smile. Actually, I spend most of my time in the merch hall, so I don't really ever have to deal with lines unless I'm actually... I mean, if I'm, like, when I went to the Star Rail official booth last year, there was definitely a line, but even then, it wasn't that bad. I haven't really ever gone to any of, like, the really popular panels that have, you know, hours of waiting in line or getting there early to be able to get a seat and shit like that. So I haven't had that bad of a problem with lines, just because I spend most of my time in the Artist Alley. Like, I spend most of my time in the Artist Alley yapping with artists and nerding out about shits and chatting about that kind of shit. And buying too much stuff. Also, Lamb is going to be at this upcoming AX, so I already know I'm going to be buying one of everything that they have there and having them sign it because they are one of my biggest art inspirations. And it's their first time ever doing a convention in North America, or just outside of Asia in general. So, very excited. Very exciting. Just not excited that I'm gonna have to wait on NTE. Fuck, that also means that, like, I'm gonna have NTE Containment Test, and I'm also going to have Lupa that I have to catch up on both when I get back from AX. And also, I very likely might also have some, like, training or prep shifts for the bar. I'm helping open up a bar at this hotel that's opening up next month. And there's going to be some, like, training and prep shifts before I go to AX. And this might be some after. The schedule's not fully solidified yet in terms of that, because construction issues can cause things to get delayed. Anyway, yeah, so I'm going to come up from AX, and I'm going to have way too much fucking shit. Anyway, let's watch the live stream.
大家好，欢迎收看一环收容测试前瞻特别节目。
Is that too loud? Yeah, that's too fucking loud. One sec. That was peaking on Streamlabs. I think I actually have my earbuds turned up too low?
光线。再过几天呢，我们的收容测试就要开始了，相信大家都很好奇，游戏中会有哪些新的变化。那本期节目呢，我们就邀请了2位制作组的成员，一起给大家介绍一下2测版本的内容更新和优化。那请2位先做下自我介绍吧。
大家好，我是策划马卡龙。
大家好呀，我是美术椰酱。
Cute。
节目开始前，我要特别感谢大家一直以来对一环的支持。大家提出的许多建议，都对我们2测版本的开发提供了很大帮助。相比首测，这次我们准备了很多。
Why is the main host's like little VTuber chibi model like such a fucking gremlin? Like, I always make the NTR joke when it comes to NTE just because, like, it's right fucking there, but, like, this is, like, the kind of gremlin who is really into, like, NTR.
新内容、新玩法。
You can see that there's that little
视觉上呢，
hint of degen gremlin in their eyes.
做了优化升级，稍后我会给大家详细介绍。
没错，今天的内容保证是量大管饱。我们这次给大家带来了包括大世界更新、角色美术升级、新角色和新玩法的演示等等内容。最后也会给大家
I'm very curious about what they're gonna. So I'm very curious about what they're gonna be doing about gameplay stuff, because I mean, when it comes to these like third-person action open world gachas, everyone's always talking about the combat mechanics. And I will admit, the very first time I saw like NTE's very, very early stuff they previewed, the combat looked kind of meh. But I'm very interested to see what NTE is gonna have in terms of other gameplay systems outside of just combat. I mean, I'm hoping the combat's gonna end up being good too, and we'll see, because like what they showed was just very basic stuff, and there wasn't anything like particularly mind-blowing like watching Wuwa stuff for the first time, right? Because they integrate so many interesting systems. But like that aside, I'm very interested in what other kind of gameplay and systems they have in there, because that's the thing that kind of really got me interested in NTE when looking through the stuff last time we were watching some like videos and stream about this game, was them talking about having this focus on like the like city and urban life and that kind of routine and that kind of thing in the gameplay. I mean, obviously that's the driving and stuff too, but I'm just really interested to see what they do, because I mean, there's gonna be combat's gonna matter and everything, right? But I'm just very curious to see what else they work into that, because like, I'm not gonna lie, the temple management in ZZZ is really fun to me. I really enjoy that kind of shit. Like, I enjoy having those fun kind of, like, managements or, like, outside non-combat gameplay features in games that are, when they, especially, like, when they fit into, you know, the storyline or the lore or the vibe or things like that. Like, I really enjoy that about it. Like, I enjoy narratives and I enjoy games where they can use that aspect of their gameplay to add to the overall narrative and lore and vibe and all that shit, right? Man, wish I have a chance to go to Anime Expo someday. Oh yeah, no, I mean it is a whole thing, right? Like, I'm very lucky because since I moved to Phoenix, it's only like a 9-10-ish hour drive to get to downtown LA from Phoenix. So my friends and I can just like go rent an Airbnb together and drive there. We don't have to worry about flights, which is a whole extra issue of logistics and cost, right? We just need to buy like 2 tanks of gas there and back, like, and then another 2 back or something like that, and we can just go drive up there, which is really, really nice to be able to do. Just being close to it, but because, like, I mean, it is a more expensive side for, like, a convention ticket, but at the same time, it's, you know, one of, if not the biggest anime conventions in North America, so shrug. It's a very fun experience, but it's definitely, like, can definitely be a challenging one to go to. I mean, like, it's with cons like AX, I imagine it's probably pretty similar to how Dragon Con is in downtown Atlanta, because I lived there for so many years. And in Dragon Con, there would be so many people who would fly there from where the fuck else ever, and, like, this is, like, their big vacation of the year, right? Is flying down for the weekend for that kind of thing. Similar thing, like, with Comic-Con and stuff like that, where, like, going to these big conventions is, like, that big primary, like, vacation that they save for through the year to go do it, because it can be, like, a whole fucking thing trying to go to a convention. Because one of the appealing prospects about the content creator lifestyle back when I was full-time was the possibility of that being integrated into my work, except for then, when it did come around, I didn't have the time because I was working too many fucking hours. Like, AX came around, there was even some people who were talking about, like, me looking into being a panelist at AX because of the whole, like, Genshin shit that was happening and everything back then, right? And I just didn't have the fucking time to go. I was working, like, 70, 90-hour weeks. It was not sustainable. I never go by at least troll around friends visiting nearby, like when we met for group dinner. Yeah. Have you ever actually never been flights? Because it's fun. I remember that Dojin. The museum management, yeah, the museum management at HSL was really fun. Like, it's a lot of things like that are nice. I mean, one thing I kind of like about the ZZZ one, though, is that it's not just the one-and-done events. And, like, those are fun. But with ZZZ, you have the option to continue the management after that and keep doing it. It's very low, like, time investment to keep up with it, but you don't have to. But once you hit level 45, max level for Swabian Temple, for the management stuff, you unlock new periodic rewards where you can get not very big amounts of Denny's and Bangbu chips, but you can buy extra Denny's each month by using ludicrously high numbers of the money you can get through the management game. And so you can get shit from it, right? It's a small amount of in-game resources, but if you want to continue doing it, you can. And I enjoy doing it, but I also enjoy, like, resource management and, like, business city management kind of thing. I like numbers, and I like making number big or as small as possible, so they kind of fit really well in, since they're basically really pretty interactive spreadsheets. But I will join in the Netori. But no one is really clicking up the gigahacks. I mean, you might be surprised. You might be surprised. You're really bad with crowds, ADHD, over something. Yeah, that's totally fair. I get that. No, I definitely get that. Vast majority of my exes have also had a lot of issues with, like, sensory overload in too large places like that. Okay. So we are officially 1 minute into the live stream, and it's 26 minutes into the stream. I'd say we're making good time. Let's keep going. Well, actually, real quick. So, Heather full upgrade, bridge crossings optimization, 2 major new areas opening. They did actually list off some, like, describe some areas on the preview websites from the last thing, from, like, the last, like, launch of media stuff they did. So they sounded very interesting. It's one thing I really like about cities, because I am a city person, right? I grew up in Atlanta, and part of why I love Atlanta is that there's so many different districts and neighborhoods. Atlanta especially, actually, I've been told by a lot of people who have lived and, like, been around many different big cities in the US that Atlanta in particular has such noticeably different cultures of all the little neighborhoods, and there's so many of them. Like, some of them you'll step into, like, I worked a lot in Decatur because it's where the craft cocktail scene is very big in Atlanta, and Decatur is straight up just much more like a California European city than anything else. The amount of guests I have had who fly into Atlanta for business and then, you know, go eat or drink at my bar or whatever, who have only spent time in Decatur, like, wow, Atlanta's nothing like I thought it was. I'm like, I always tell them, it's because you haven't been to Atlanta yet. Decatur is Decatur. It is not Atlanta. This is not what anything else in, like, the Atlanta area is like. Apparently there's a leaderboard for TOA. Oh. It seems like everyone's using Chacona Kati with... Wait, XLY? I don't know which... XLY? Huh? XLY? Well, I don't know what XLY is. Oh, Zhang Li Yao. Right, oh. Because of Middle Tower Electro Buff? Yeah, no, that makes sense. No, that makes sense. I mean, that makes perfect sense because Kartethia is a great quick swapper, and Zhang Liao can make very good use of her quick swap windows, so that makes more sense than anything else, yeah. Okay, anyway. Character optimization, artifacts upgrade, and character design remake showcase. New character live combat demo for Hotori by... Oh wait, no, this is Chinese, so it's not necessarily Japanese pronunciation. So Hotori, Bai Chang, maybe? And Hathor. Not Heather, Hathor. New gameplay and systems preview, main story, city management, and character acquisition rules. Oh, acquisition? That's interesting. Are they just gonna... The fact that they put it that way makes me wonder if there's gonna be stuff past just gacha, right? Because there are gacha games that have a lot of non-gacha avenues to getting characters. I haven't ever played it, but I have had several friends who have played Girls Frontline, the original one, and the vast majority of characters you get is through, like, this kind of, like, crafting system sort of thing, not really actually for, like, not necessarily always from pulling kind of thing. So, I don't know, that sounds interesting. It might just be gacha, but it would be interesting if they have other avenues of getting characters and or getting copies of characters that aren't gacha related.
鉴定师们可以跟随我们的介绍，游览经过全面升级了一下这次测试的详细安排。鉴定师们可以跟随我们的介绍，游览经过全面升级的海特洛市。首先是我们的第一个部分，大世界的更新及优化。其实，在之前的测试招募 PV 里面，大世界这部分的更新好像已经初见端倪了。不如这里我们先来回顾下之前的 PV 吧。
Pog Hota. Like, I don't know, just the vibes are so on point with this game, right? Like, I'm like that shot right there, I'm like, huh, there are like very specific Atlanta highway chunks I can think of that have like that exact shot right there. Also, honestly, I fuck with all the music they put out, they're bangers. Ah yes, the tomato juice vampire. Hey Wise, how you doing? Hey female Wise, how you doing? Oh no. Fuck, I fuck with this song so hard, it's so good. This track is killer. The colors are vibrant enough not too harsh. Yeah, they're nice and vibrant without being too Disney, which is kind of like an issue I have with a lot of anime games and media, especially where it feels too Disney because the colors are not just like too vibrant, they're often overly saturated and don't feel real. But all of the like bright saturated colors in the city and everything still just kind of feel like you're in, you know, maybe a bit more of like a more fast, more vibrant city district kind of thing, right? I love it when a handsome man puts his hand in his pocket pointing towards his crotch and then opens his eyes and kills everything around him. This is cute. Like the little alt rock breakdown. Not to mention that kind of grungy guitars I kind of much prefer. The real question is, are they going to launch with rock band skins for those characters? Fuck, I forgot how good that trailer was.
在刚刚的 PV 里，大家其实已经能够看到很多手册中都没有出现过的新场景了。 像是一开始出现的高楼林立的商业区、山脚下的车站、夜幕中的五连发卡湾等等。不过，在介绍新车的车，像是一开始出现的高楼林立的商业区、山脚下的车站、夜幕中的五连发卡湾等等。不过，在介绍新场景之前，一开始到
hairpins. What? Is it like a weird localization thing, or were there actually hairpins somewhere? My biggest concern is how buggy Tower Fantasy is with the same news. Yeah, we'll have to like definitely see.
手册中都没有出现过的新场景了。
Giga Hack spotted, so true.
我想先给大家展装修的车。不过
Yeah, okay, I don't know if the hairpins thing is like a weird translation or something, but I'm not really sure what they're talking about there.
等手册区域进行重新装修的成果。
But yeah, I mean, hopefully that is part of, you know, them doing like the containment test, which is a very cute way of saying beta test, is to help iron out some of those kinds of things, right? And I will hopefully be participating in it. I mean, part of the reason why I'm watching this on stream right now, I wanted to watch it anyway, but watching it on stream, making content on this in a certain period is a requirement for the content creation program. So after we finish watching this, I'm actually going to cut this stream. It's just so it can be like its own separate single watchable like stream, and then I'm gonna start up a new stream immediately for like playing other like PGR and stuff like that tonight. But TOF feels like a rushed reaction trying to capture the market, I guess. Yeah, so I did play TOF for like the first like 2 weeks or something like that, but the overall gameplay loop didn't really capture me that much, and the setting didn't capture me much, which is like, I guess my big thing with NTE is, I mean, we're gonna see in terms of like gameplay and stuff what they're gonna put up at the containment test. We'll kind of see what they have showing. But for me, the big captivator for me with this game so far is the vibes. It's like the way that they presented the city. It's the way that they have that like fun urban vibe to it. That city life vibe is what I really love about it. It's part of what I really love about ZZZ too, is that they nail it on the head with those like urban city life vibes. But with TOF, I do think that it is a shame that nothing else, at least big in the gacha market, decided to take up the whole character creator MC thing that TOF did. Because, I don't know, it's nice when your MC is like an actual character, right? Like with Bell and Wise from ZZZ, or like Stell from Honkai Star Rail. But if I'm gonna have like a fucking self-insert character, like at least let me make them. At least let me make a crazy redhead yandere as my MC, right? There was one character who just kept bouncing on the drill or something, lol. Yeah, I think I ended up, re-rolling for that one standard banner DPS who did the dual Bayonetta guns thing, because I really enjoy like dual handgun users. I think akimbo handguns are a very fun combat style you can do a lot of fun playing around with, right? Like there's a lot of fun ways to do gung fu and things like that with akimbo guns. I remember watching, you should check out TF again. To be honest, completely different game. Now, see, I've heard that, and part of me kind of wants to, but also, like, if I end up picking up NTE, it's going, the title of this is, like, the title of this stream and the thumbnail is not a joke. It will NTR on my other games. I can't pick up another fucking open world gacha unless I drop one of the ones I'm playing right now. So, that's gonna be the real struggle, is being like, fuck, which one am I gonna drop for this? Or at the very least, I'm gonna have to take, like, 2 of them to be much more, like, sometimes patches, occasional play games, sort of thing, you know? Oh wait, sorry, what did I say? Visual upgrade showcase, bridge crossing revamp, yo, okay. Yo, shit, yo, let's see that again. Damn, okay. Like, the buildings are so much more interesting, and yeah, the colors have, like, it's not just a fidelity thing, they really tune the saturation to really hit well. because this is still like fun, bright, vibrant. Okay, yeah, the grass is nice too, but it's like still fun, vibrant, and everything. But it's still desaturated enough. It's still like urban enough that it feels like a city, right? But it doesn't feel like I'm running through like neon Tokyo or something. Like it just looks like a busy city street at like 9 p.m. Ugh, they're just nailing the vibe so hard.
在本次测试中，我们对路灯、
Whoops.
间地
We
等
completely
区
remade an
域
entry
的
on the
建
building
筑外
facades
立
and
面
areas like bridge
广告
crossings,
牌设
billboard
计、
designs,
路
street
灯、
lamps,
栏杆、
railings,
地面铺
ground
装、绿
paving,
化植
landscape
被等都
vegetation,
进行了
and
重新迭
more.
代，还增加了
We have
包
also
括
added
礼
several
品
new
店、
shops, including
家
gift
庭餐
stores,
厅、
family
以及家具
restaurants,
店、
furniture
副
stores,
食品
and
店
specialty
等
food
若干
stores.
店铺。
Also, on like the whole notes too of like TOF, because you know obviously like same developers and everything, is that like did Hota have like anything particularly big and lucrative before TOF? Because especially when you're doing like your first time into a higher budget gacha game like that, it's gonna be rougher and probably not as solid of a base foundation, right? Because especially when it comes to bugginess, if I don't know a lot about game dev, but I do have enough experience with like programming and like large project work to know that if you don't have a really strong, solid infrastructure from the get-go and can build off of that, then and you instead have a lot of issues with like the fundamental stuff way it's built, it can be really hard, really expensive, and probably not worth going back and trying to fix that. So hopefully with NTE, because they have more resources from TOF and they've learned lessons from TOF, that like at a foundational base, it will hopefully be coded better. Again, I'm not a software engineer, so this is just what I understand about it, having way too many friends who are software engineers and just other kinds of engineers and programmers and all that shit, and my own limited experience with that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's basically, yeah, having experience on, yeah, exactly, because, I mean, I don't know if Hota had games before TOF, but even if they did, they definitely weren't, you know, big open world games like what they did with TOF. At the very least with Genshin, a big advantage that they had was that MiHoYo had already, like, Honkai Impact 3rd and GGZ are not open world games, but they already had experimented with several iterations of open world kind of like game events. That's still permanent, but like sides things in Honkai Star Rail. And if you play the first few open worlds, you can see how fucking rough it is. Like, you can fucking see how rough. Like, because you can still go back and play them. They're permanent. And, you know, when you build a new account in Honkai Impact 3rd, you should be playing through them because you get gems and you get, like, pull currency and shit from doing it, right? So, but you go through those early ones, you're like, damn, this shit is rough. Like, if Genshin had launched in the state of those, then, yeah, TOF, at the very least, I can tell you, TOF's launch state was way better than those. Like, until they hit a post-Honkai Odyssey, honestly, which I think is Open World 3 or 4 was the first one. For Impact was when they kind of got it down, and I think that happened after Genshin anyway. But I guess my point is that MiHoYo got to have a good amount of practice with that kind of thing beforehand because of the side modes they added into Honkai Impact 3rd. And also part of why, you know, Star Rail and ZDZ came out in such solid launch states is because they had so much experience now from Genshin, as well as having the money and resources, because as great as Honkai Impact 3rd is and the great as GGZ are, they're not huge money makers. They're very, in fact, if anything, like with a spike in quality that they've had, they're very much being funded by MiHoYo others' games. But they're fantastic games. Yeah, exactly. You can see how messy the CBT videos for Genshin are. Which is also why the studio who made Wukong are wild, because I thought that they literally only ever made 2 games, which are both 2 mobile games. Really? Well, I mean, I also wonder, though, it's very likely that they were able to grab a lot of talent and perhaps even leadership who had more experience in those things, right? Even if they themselves hadn't necessarily made that yet. That's always possible to do, right? The studio is the studio, but whoever the creative directors, whoever the team leads are, whoever the, like, just individuals in the development team or things like that can change and be different. I mean, we've seen it happen so much in, like, Western AAA games, where, like, you'll have leadership changeovers, you'll have team changeovers, like, Sorry. I'm saying like a lot. I think I need some caffeine. I'm still kind of recovering from last night. I didn't like even get super drunk or anything, so I'm not hungover, but I'm also... It's been a second since I drove back home after the sun came up, so my old bones are not built like they used to be. I'm feeling that hag fatigue from partying like I'm like in my fucking 20s. But we've seen it plenty before, you know, in AAA studios and stuff like that in the West as well. Where even if it's the same name and same studio attached, it's not the same talent who did it, right? I mean, technically the studio still exists and all of the talent exists for like Hideo Kojima still back where it used to be, but now he's moved on to a completely different big entity along with like, you know, bringing him and a lot of his team over and everything like that. Hi, Michelle. How you doing, sweetie? It felt really fucking weird calling you sweetie. I was trying to play into the whole hello dad thing, but nah. You're like a little sister to me, Mish. Like, that feels weird. Anyway, hi, how's it going? Just talking about being fucking old. Do you also have the problem of taking into account the MMO aspect? That's right, it's an MMO as well. Yeah, that is also adding a whole fucking other layers of shit to it. Yeah, I forgot TOF is an MMO. Oh yeah, no, that adds so much more complication to things as well. Having like a single-player instance game like this, open world game like this, is gonna be so much easier to manage programming-wise, I'm sure, or server-wise. I don't know. I'm not a game programmer designer, but I'm sure it's much less challenging. Because you could definitely see Genshin get over time with their open world. Best ways to compare how relatively empty Mond and Liyue are compared to the regions. Yeah, also true. I'm 4'11", it's accurate, smile. Fucking gremlin. Sumeru especially, because as far as I know, Sumeru was the first region that had direct feedback from 1.0 players, because when 1.0 players were starting in Inazuma, it was basically already finished. Yeah, no, that's true, yeah. It was awkward for all of us, don't worry. Yeah, that's never happening again, Flight. That's never happening again.
即使是故地重游，相信大家也会看到很多有趣的新内容。同时，我们着重对场景的光影效果进行了迭代。
I mean, they are doing a good job with the light and shadow effects.
体积雾、体积云、大气散射等
Like they're obviously picking some of their really good shots here, but when a game has the kind of like color balance and lighting to make a shot just feel like it's a really nice illustration or a really pretty shot, that is impressive. It's a lot hard, like knowing at least enough, I would say, about composition and things like that, since I am like learning digital painting. I'm classically trained, artist background and everything. It is hard to get all of these things tweaked right to like actually like hit a good shot, a good composition. Especially when it's not just like in real life, you have to construct every facet of it. So I do think they're doing a really good job with that. Like I was saying, the vibes are just immaculate in this game so far. Fuck, I was reading.
哎，那增加了这些现实
Adding
中
these
也很
shops that
常
are
见的
common
店
in
铺之
real
后，
life,
感觉确实
it
更有那
feels
种
really
烟
feels
火
more
气
like a
居民区的
lively
感觉
residential neighborhood. See,
而且
that's what
好
I
像
want.
场
The
景的
scene
细
details have
节
become
丰
much
富了很
richer
多，这个
too.
光影效
The
果
lighting and
看
shadow
着也很
effects
自
look
然。
very natural as
是的
well.
我们觉得
Exactly.
开
We
发世
believe
界
the
游
most
戏最
important
重要
thing for
的
open
就是
world
沉浸
games
感
is
嘛。
immersion. See,
而
thank you.
都市题材
And
的
for
开
open
放
world
世界
games
游
set in
戏
the modern
为了追
city
求
to
这种
achieve
沉
this
浸感，
immersion,
必须营造出
they must
城
create
市
that
自我更
vibrancy
新
of
的
an
那种
ever-changing
旺盛生
city.
命
Yeah,
力。
exactly.
大家在现实中
The
居住的
cities
城
we
市
all live
一
in
定是不
reality
断
are
变化的
definitely
嘛。
always
我
changing.
们也希望可以持
We
续
also
的
hope to
对海托
continuously
洛市
plan
进
and
行
renovate
规划和改
Hetero,
造，把这份属于城市自
conveying
身
the
的生命
inherent
力
vitality
传
of
递
the
给
city
大家，
itself to
提升
everyone,
游戏的沉浸感。
enhancing the game's sense of
那都说到这
immersion.
里了，能不能给
See, we're still only fucking 7 minutes into this live stream, but I'm really happy to see that they decided to start the live stream off with talking about this, because like this isn't character design, which is, you know, the main selling point of gacha, or like the main money maker, I guess, in gacha. This isn't talking about the gameplay or the combat, which is oftentimes what a lot of people will focus first and foremost on when it comes to, you know, games. But they're talking about like the immersion, the setting, the vibe, making things feel like a real, like, bustling, living city. And like I've said several times over the stream so far, that's what I'm enjoying so much about all the NTE stuff I'm seeing, is how, like, the vibes are on point. The setting and how they've crafted this world and the amount of effort they're putting in, and, like, the amount of, like, intentioned effort and design they're putting in to making it feel that way is what I am by far the most excited about with this. And I really hope that in terms of gameplay systems and everything else, and the story and all that, that they can really integrate that in. Because I am a city person, right? I cannot exist in a place that doesn't have at least a certain amount of concrete. This is my shit right here. Part of the reason why cyberpunk in general as a genre is one of my favorite settings and genres is because I love the like oftentimes more dystopian, but still pretty close future sci-fi interpretation of, like, modern urban city life. Combat is not going to be the focus of NTE, and hopefully they stay away from that. Yeah, exactly. I would prefer for them. I mean, the combat they have should be still, like, enjoyable, but I would much rather them have, like, the vibes, the city life, whatever gameplay mechanics or interactions or whatnot you have in that aspect be really solid and have okay combat, than have another game that combat-wise I'm gonna be like, okay, well, do I like this more than I like ZZZ combat or Woo-Woo combat? Like, do I enjoy these systems more? Is this system polished up? No, I just want the vibes. I just want some immaculate city vibes. Which, I get a good amount of that from ZZZ as well, but it's also still not the focus of ZZZ, the narrative is, which is also, I think, a good thing. But it's something I very much enjoy about ZZZ, too. And Woo-Woo's gotten better about it, but Septimont is a bit better about it for me, too, but it's the vibes and the setting are not what I play Woo-Woo for. It's definitely, like, the character, the narratives, and the gameplay, and, like, the combat, right? Like, the vibes are not what I play that for. In general, most gachas and a lot of games just end up being in those kinds of vibes I want, because same issue with Genshin, I don't care that much for fantasy. I'm not that big about fantasy, except for, like, fantasy set in, like, ancient cities. That's a bit more interesting to me, because of how the city being its own, like, constantly changing living organism allows for very interesting stories and characters and interactions that happen and everything. But yeah, I mean, like, going through all my games in my head, like, none of them really hits that ideal urban city vibe that is one of my favorite vibes, other than ZZZ. That I can think of right now, at least. Star Rail still hasn't really had a city that hits me like that, because Penacony is, like, you know, kind of based on, like, what's it? Fucking late 1900s New York, flapper sort of vibe, I guess. What's it, like, old Hollywood kind of thing, I guess, which, it's not what I'm looking for. I want to feel like I'm stepping into, like, I could be getting off a plane right now and stepping into this cool city, right? That's the kind of vibe I really love. That, or just, like, Cyberpunk, where it's the same thing except for everything's fucked. And that makes it so much more enjoyable for me. Ironically, War is going to be the first to get there. ZZ does get there with the vibes, but it's not big enough. Yeah, I mean, they get it with the vibes, and it is fun when they add in, like, the little events and stuff that kind of really get a bit into that city life stuff, but it doesn't really get that much into it. The vibes are there, it's just there isn't really the content related to the vibes that's there. Because the combat content is, by design, very separate from that, right? The combat happens in hollows. It's completely separate from the city. And that's fine, that's great. It makes sense. It makes sense in the game, it makes sense in the world. It's nice to have that separation too. Since you can have that separation of, like, this is, like, the combat world, and the where shit gets fucked up world, and this is, like, the city, and, like, the people's actual everyday lives. But I don't know. I'm very excited for NTE if they're able to really do a good job integrating that, like, just integrating, like, the core immersion of being in a vibrant, lively, modern city into all the aspects of the game. That would be really cool. I would really enjoy that. Anyway. Next Genshin character is a cyborg or an android. Oh, Naruhodo. I already got into Septimont City's kind of wild. Yeah, I like Septimont. It's still Greco-Roman, but like the splashes of like neon, the splashes of commercialism, because that's a big thing too, I guess, with cities. I may not agree with the vast majority of like bigger corporate practices and things like that, but it is very important in my mind for like a modern city vibe to have like that clear sense of there are very big businesses, there is marketing, there are appeals to people and fashion and trends and all of these kinds of things, because that's part of why the city is constantly in flux and moving and changing, is because trends are changing, is because people are changing, is because neighborhoods and districts will have new demographics, will have things happen, and all of this leads to like all of like the advertisements and various other things, and even like the street art and stuff you see around, like just changing constantly, and like that's part of a city being a city. And I kind of like how in Septimont there is some touch of that, because you have, you know, like the little advertisements, you have like the little neon banners and stuff like that. You have like these because it is like a tourism city sort of thing. So it feels like there's a bit more of that going on, but I don't know if Wu was ever going to really have like the cyberpunk or modern urban city that I dream of, because it would be kind of weird in the setting. It's possible, but it would have to probably happen on like a completely different continent, because we've already gone to Huanglong and now we're in Renacita, and I could see Renacita doing something like late 1900s, like bustling urban city, but it's not going to be like a modern city. It's not going to be like the current times, that like 2000s plus kind of city, which is, I guess, most of what I'm talking about. Mecha is on TF instead of the NTE smile. Granted, NTE is going to be SCP root for theme. Anything can happen because God knows anything can be a normal. You know, yeah, but also I think SCP stuff is really fun. I think when you SCP stuff, especially when you can do a good job with having fun with like the creative freedom that gives you, I think is really fun. I've never gone super into the SCP, but anytime there's that kind of like urban horror sort of thing, I really enjoy it. It's part of why I mean, D&D is obviously the really big one, but for tabletop RPGs, I really like World of Darkness a lot, because it is based in modern urban times. And it's, you know, like, the one that everyone's familiar with is, like, Vampire the Masquerade. And, like, Vampire the Masquerade and all of, like, the different kind of beings you can be in that, it is still supposed to be modern urban, like, tabletop gaming. So, I don't really give a shit about vampires, but vampires in the context of how they continue to exist in, like, a current-day modern city environment is really fucking interesting to me. Same thing with, like, werewolves and stuff. I don't really give a shit about werewolves, but how werewolves try to make sure that they don't get discovered, they are still integrated into, like, normal modern city life, and trying to manage all of that and the politics that can build up around that kind of thing, that's really interesting to me. I just think that when things happen in, like, vibrant, bustling, changing cities, especially if, like, social media exists, it adds so much extra potential layers of, like, nuance, and can make the politics so much more interesting that I love it, personally. I'm guessing 3.0 was gonna get there first. Yeah, no, so if we go to the Federation, I'm excited when Wu gets to the Federation, because that's going to be the point where I'm like, oh shit, this might actually be like tweaking my buttons that I want to have tweaked, you know? It's gonna be pushing all of them right buttons. Especially because, like, with Wu's exploration, I would love to have Wu's exploration in a modern city, like in a vibrant, changing, living modern city, right? That's part of what got me so excited about NTE, was seeing driving around and everything's cool, but like seeing like the walking on like on the windows and sides of buildings and stuff like that. Like having really good movement systems in a modern, vibrant city is just the best kind of exploration to me. There's nothing that beats that. Which is also why Ananta, where the fuck are you? Project Mugen. Now Ananta, like, where the fuck are you? We're literally getting a Cyberpunk collab. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll get some future modern city. Yeah, that's part of what I'm really excited about, because we're getting that Cyberpunk collab in Wua. And by the way, it just came in, actually. Let me see, how can I do this? Let me just take a photo of it real quick. And I'll, like, put it on the stream or something. So, I pre-ordered this, like, I don't know, 7-8 months back, because that's how it goes with, like, anything fucking anime related or adjacent, in terms of, like, you know, getting limited stuff, is you pre-order it, like, up to a year beforehand, and then eventually ships. And it just came in, like, a week ago. I probably should have posted something about this, like, on Twitter or something. But Trigger did a very limited run for Cyberpunk 2077's. Oh wow, this is gonna look this is gonna look scuffed as fuck, but whatever. That's not the important part. Oh god, there's so many things to pull out of things. All of these things to pull out of things. Okay. Yeah, okay, we'll take a photo of this. It will probably be easier if I could just, like, webcam this, but I don't have anything like that set up because I'm still a PNG tuber. Let me just... God damn, this photo is gonna look like shit because I don't have proper lighting in this room. Whatever. Okay, let me just post it in the Discord server. By the way, for anyone who is relatively new at the stream or was not here in, like, some of the past, more recent previous streams, we now have a Discord server for the Goondola to Gacha Hell for stream chat to hang out in. Link is in the description of the live stream /VOD /whatever. If you want to come hang out with other Gacha DGens who shitpost, then we're there. It's also where I will be posting, like, more of the updates, announcements, things that's going on with me. I'll also post stuff to Twitter most of the time as well, but those are kind of the two places to catch that, as well as where I'll be doing the most recent updates for stream schedule and shit like that. Okay, what the fuck is... I guess I'll just throw it in random Jinx things. Okay, anyway. Alright, now it's in there, so now we can pull it up on the stream. I swear we'll finish watching this live stream eventually. Smile. But yeah, so Trigger just did this. Oh, they did for the anniversary of Cyberpunk 2077. They had a very like limited edition run of the Blu-ray box set, which is on the left there. You can see over here. You can see the Blu-ray set. It's the entire series on Blu-ray. I don't have a Blu-ray player, and my computer doesn't even have a disc drive, because whose fucking computer has a disc drive these days? But, you know, it's the collection thing. It's the special thing. That Cyberpunk 2077 is, like, solidly top 2, possibly number 1 anime of all time for me. The characters, the writing, the setting, the vibe, everything about it, like, the tragedy, everything about it just hits every button for me. And on top of that, it's Trigger, and then hands down one of my favorite studios. But yeah, so full box set. It came with the full DVD box set. This one also came with a special anniversary poster. I bought the more expensive one that also came with the Trigger exclusive spacesuit version of Lucy, which was only put out with this anniversary box set, and it came with fucking cell sheets. They basically just picked 3 different cell sheets out and gave out different ones to everyone's box. Like, it came with fucking cell sheets. They also have a book here of the full storyboard of the final episode, which, so good, heartbreaking. My emotions are destroyed. I love it. And yeah, there was... Oh shoot, I covered it on accident. Underneath here is an illustration booklet too. It's an illustration booklet with just a whole bunch of character references, item, car, weapon references, storyboard shots for every single episode. Like, it's really cool, especially when you're, you know, into digital arts like I am and trying to learn more. I'm trying to learn more skills in. It's really cool stuff. I was very excited that this finally came in, because I did order it a really long time ago. But yeah, very cool. No more PS4. Now, I gave my PS4 to Jenny's little sister years ago, since I wasn't using it for anything. Hoyo is apparently working on a game where you drive cars in an open one. Oh, I mean, sure, I'm not surprised. That being said, I know they're working on that, like, kind of, like, Pokemon sort of, like, inspired game, and I'm not sure if I'll give that much of a shit about the gameplay, but Kiana's in it, so I'm playing it. You put Kiana in a thing, and I'm playing it. If we don't get Lady Sunbringer as a playable character in ZZZ, I am going to fucking riot. I am going to actually riot. Because Kiana and Yayi deserve to be together in every universe, and they've gone to be together in one, and that's I guess two, because Honkai Impact 3rd and GGZ. So I'm trying to very carefully refold up this poster, because it's, you know, fancy special edition poster that I don't want to, like, scuff up. Okay, everything is put back safely. Then moving to UE, learning a new engine is not easy, especially UE where the learning curve is steep. Gotcha. The published offline test video about look at such an just screen Kickstarter scans. Like, Ananta's real, like, it's really exciting, but we haven't seen shit. NTE is giving us lots of shits, and we're about to have a containment test, so, yeah, it's, I don't know. I need this vibrant modern city, like, living, breathing, changing city vibes in my life, and NTE definitely seems like it's gonna provide that. Why don't they just let us drive in ZZZ? Why is the terrible driver confirmed? Anyway, have you seen the difference in Luminous Square parking for with the 2MC? I have not, no. Does Wise park like shit? That's funny. Yeah, but I mean, like, it makes sense they have it in ZZZ. It's not very big, and we literally just went to, like, a new chunk of the city. Like, they haven't built a very big city in ZZZ. Like, they've really gone in-depth with specifically, like, the Yanis Quarter. And even then, we haven't gone that in... Like, we've gone in-depth on 2 fucking neighborhoods. Like, we have Luminous Square, and then we have 6th Street. We haven't been to anything close to anywhere of 5th through 1st Street, or 7th through God fucking knows what number street, or 6th Avenue, or 1 through whatever fucking God number it goes up to Avenue. Like, we haven't seen shit of the city. So they've kept it very tight and contained into the areas that we are in, and made those really, like, make us feel really alive and real. And they aren't doing the whole actual full city thing, which is what NTE is doing, and that's exciting to me. Yeah, exactly. ZZZ City is more like an interact menu with side stuff. It's not exactly a city. Exactly. Like, mechanically speaking, it's very small. But what they are doing, what they have delved into and what they have built has, like, a great vibe. It feels like a city on top of the fact that all the NPCs, like, actually are dressed like real people and don't look the same. And some of them look better than, like, actual NPCs in their other games, even the ones you can't interact with. Lore-wise, it's supposed to be really small. New Earth is supposed to be the last bastion of... So it's the last bastion of humanity, but they haven't really given us any fucking information or lore on how big it is. So it could be the last bastion of humanity. It could also still be the size of fucking New York. Or Chicago, right? I mean, it is still just a city, but every GTA game is set in just a single city. But there can be a lot of shit in a single city. I grew up in Atlanta. If you were to consider all the Greater Atlanta metro area as part of Atlanta, which honestly everyone fucking does... There's a lot of shit in that amount of space. More than just, you know, downtown. Alright, anyway. 7 minutes in. Hour and 6 minutes into the live stream. We're making great time.
大家讲讲咱们2侧有哪些新开放的区域呀？
好呀好呀。
好呀好呀。
测试中，我们新开放了面积约等于手册地图的1.。
Ooh, exciting. Illusion Town, Bridge Cross. See, like, even here, we're going to have these entire districts. Not just, like... little street over here, not just like a little few blocks over here. We have these entire districts to explore, which is...
5倍的新区域，新荷兰
God damn, look at that.
和米格尔区，和之前的汇空厅、桥间地这些老城区相比，新区域在规划与风景上也会有很大的不同。下面
different urban planning and
咱们就直接来
scenery.
看一段
Yeah, I love it
实际
when
路途的
different
跑
districts
图
and
视频吧。
neighborhoods feel very culturally different, because they often are in cities. Atlanta, especially. The difference between downtown, between Midtown, between West Midtown, between Decatur, between Buckhead and Sandy Springs and all of these different places, like every single one feels like a different city entirely. Damn, hold up. The vibes though. Also still the music. Fucking hell. That walk though. And this is why female MC is the canonical and correct choice. I will die on this hill. Look at that strut. God damn, this is fucking gorgeous. And not just like visually gorgeous, like design-wise, they very clearly have put a lot of very intentional thought into making the city feel like a city. You know, I've never cared for driving. I'm kind of shit at driving in games. I never cared that much for driving in GTA. I'd always ride a motorcycle, but this game might become an exception for that. I might actually just genuinely enjoy like cruising down through this city.
首先是大厦林立的新城区新赫兰德区，这里汇聚了众多知名企业的总部，是海特
We
洛
love
市
corporate
最为
branding and
显赫的财富
advertisements
中心
fucking everywhere.
也孕育出了收益最丰厚、竞争最
Yo, hold up. Panda Hot Pot? Let's fucking go. Does this thing have like a fucking tiered roof with a secondary tiered roof and two more in front of... Okay, that's more like a gate sort of thing. What the fuck is going on here?
激烈的意向猎人市场。第二个区域是堪称旅游天堂的米格尔区，这里坐拥了全市面积最大的自然风光带与
Hell
最高
yeah.
的地标建筑，是市民周末休闲的首选之地。
哎，那正好给大伙儿讲讲这两片区域的观光游玩路线呗。
从乔建地驾车前往新赫兰德区的话，可以途经鹦鹉螺海底。
Yo, yeah, we saw this before. I was wondering what this
建立
was.
师如果对意象制品
Interesting.
的话，还可以拜访麦达斯湖盘工
So
坊。
it's just like an underwater
这里除了
bypass.
能
It's
购
cool.
买到各类湖盘，也能了解到便携湖盘的发展和
Development of an evolution of portable arcs? I guess we'll find out what the fuck arcs are. Okay, now I'm fine with the brass line coming in. Yeah, no, like, they're fucking killing it with music, which is good because it's also so important for vibes, right? I just noticed, though, what, like, the shit that's going on up here, I fuck with it. I don't know why they have, like, lasers and a fog machine set up, but I fuck with it.
和演变过程。这个浮夸的金镶建筑是海特洛首富德沃夏克家族的私藏馆，不仅免
Why would you give up on having an extra waifu by having female MC? No. You're not giving up an extra waifu. But you are now the waifu who has the waifus. Because Yuri makes it better.
费向大众开放，还会定期展出它的
The style is very anime coded. There's a lot of anime references. I haven't really noticed a lot of the references, but yeah, it's very anime coded, but that's also kind of why I like it so much.
私人意象珍藏。
从
You know,
新
being
荷
a
兰
massive
出
weeb.
发，一路向北就可以来到米格尔区的白尾树盘山公路，沿途可以看到海特洛著名地标上琴塔，以及适合划船游。沿途可以看到
Heather Sky Tower. Cute. Look at the little needle. I have a thing somewhat similar to this. Sundial in Atlanta, there's a restaurant in the revolving top called the Sundial that is excessively expensive for what it brings, but it's a gorgeous view.
海特洛著名地标上琴塔，以及适合划船游览的水灵湖。
哦，那这下喜欢拍照打卡的玩家可有福了。
其实我们还为大家准备了手册后比较多玩家想要的一些场景效果，一起来看一下吧。
Yo, weather? Yo, we can change the weather? Yo? Is that our MC's secret power is changing the weather? Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Yo, we actually get to change the weather and see how the world dynamically changes that. That is actually really cool. And I'm not just talking about the snow. Huns. They crossed the red lights. Is 170 kilometers an hour very high? I'm too I learned how to drive in America. I don't really know how kilometers per hour work. My driving knowledge is too America-pilled. It's like 80, 90? Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
哦，这是新增了下雪天气吗？
是的，这次我们尝试了为整个大世界增加雪天天气，并不只是在特定区域设计了常驻雪天效果，而是整个海特洛市都能够随时进入雪天。
随时进入雪天是怎么个随时法呀？
海特洛的雪天天气是由异象事件所产生，需要玩家在游戏中完成特定任务解锁功能，解锁之后就可以随时切换到雪天了，即使是夏天也可以哦。具体内容还是由大家自行到游戏中探索体验吧。
哦，这个一键下雪怎么感觉像开了什么修改器才能实现的呢？
虽然不是修改器，但我们为了让海特洛的雪景更加逼真，确实使用了很多比较特殊的技术。比如，我们给雪景用上了实时雪 PBR 效果材质和次表面散色效果，让雪花看起来通透、真实，接近现实中的样子。
哎，而且看这样子，这雪天还不是那种视频特效啊！我看路上的雪确实越来越厚了。
包是实际效果的呀。目前我们已经把雪景做了动态交互，空中的雪花会随风飘动，随着时间的推移，积雪越来越厚，可以看到行人和车辆留下的痕迹，而且积雪还会对 NPC 生态以及车辆行驶造成影响。
在雪天开车，有可能漂移就变成你的被动技能了吧？
本来我还想说期待一下。
I can't wait to fail at drifting. Let's go. That being said, I'm probably gonna spend more time on a bike than I am on than in the car.
其实除了场景，大家关注最多的点就是角色嘛。从招募 PV 也能看得出来，我们在角色美术这块应该也做了不少优化调整吧。
Visual upgrades showcase. Did I not mention the snow anomaly thing in the EN stream? That's the reason the snow menu exists. Oh, gotcha. Interesting. I stand by Genshin music being extremely peak, especially in Yuping Gen's era. It's mostly my preference of either whimsy/new adventure music. I also love the Pokemon first time. Yeah, no, that's fair. It's just not really my taste, you know. It's not really my taste. Outside of the alternative stuff I listen to, like, I went to an emo night last night. I listened to a lot of metal. I enjoy a lot of, like, grungier punk and things like that as well. But outside of that, I grew up in Atlanta. East Coast hip-hop and just city vibes beats and EDM, because I was a rave kid growing up too, are just in my fucking DNA at this point. And so that's why so much of the music right now in NTE is fucking with me, but it's also because it's good music too. It's not just, oh, this is like a city beat, the city pop beats. Like, the actual composition's really nice. They have like a nice touch of funkiness to a lot of it. Wow. Bloom. What if you can fight in the car? Yo, can I whip out my fucking gun like in Cyberpunk? Quick swap to car? Yo, if there's quick swap tech for the car, I am so down. Imagine doing quick swap tech in a car. Yo, jousting co-op. Okay, dibs on having Hiker on my team if we're doing any kind of driving co-op. Vanguard sound enjoyer saying he likes upbeat metal more than whimsical adventure music. How's it play? What does Vanguard sound? I don't know who that is. I assume it's probably like someone who makes music I like in the game or something, but
升级了角色渲染管线，优化了角色服饰上的布料啊、 皮革啊、金属啊这些材质的效果。
The models do look a lot less flat now though because of the
角色的
changes.
头发处理上增加了更多的发束和细节，光影下的层次感
They do half of the PGR background music.
除
Yeah,
了
that
这
makes sense.
些，我们对角色在光源下的表现也进行了迭代。 能够更清晰地感知到
Bring a wedge. After we're done with this live stream and I cut the stream and start a new one, it's probably going to be mostly PGR stuff. Want to get ready for want to get ready for the
好呀好呀
double
就像
the
前面
patch of
看到的
the
场
actual
景一
patch
样
of all time
一
because
些
both
此
Selena
前
and
已经
Vera
出
are
现过
dropping
的
next
角
patch.
色，我们也进行了优化和迭代，希望角色的新形象能够得到大家的喜爱。
Cute. That's such a cute fit. It's also nice too because you have like the whole classic anime bullshit of like random asymmetry and stuff in the clothing, but in the context of a city like this, it actually makes sense because like Harajuku fashion and things like that are very much a thing, right? I mean, I have clothing that is very intentionally asymmetrical. But those kinds of looks fit a lot more, I feel like, in this kind of a setting. Man, Wyatt's got some drip now. Let's go! Sake Hag. We love Sake Hags. This was like the motorcycle riding Yayi hag that we saw in the previous stuff. Ah, yes. Now we have a true hag right here. Gorgeous, beautiful, pristine. I bet she owns an art. I bet she owns an art venue. Big Rahu vibes. Very big Rahu vibes on that one.
这次 PV 中应该还有
It is interesting to see. I'm assuming this is going to have a lot to do with the characterization, right? Where with the hags they show off like this one's very animated, very elegant. Definitely has like a lot of that like femme fatale personality built in there. And then we have like Hag Yayi here, who is just like standing completely straight up. Very little going on, but I'm going to assume that's very related to her personality. She probably has like a military background or something like that, right? And then even though she's completely still, we have art gallery owning hag right here who stands with a lot more of that flair and pizzazz and very much looks like she's an artiste kind of thing. And then we have completely like square shoulder, straight back, also probably military, definitely at least security background character who would definitely she wouldn't beat your ass, she would just immediately incapacitate you. She wouldn't take the time to beat you. She would just stop you. Is this game out? No, Zodex Kaka. We're watching the live stream, and then the containment test, which is the upcoming beta test, is opening up on the 3rd of July. This is for it's coming out the 3rd of July. They're still doing containment test sign up right now. So if you're interested, go check out. I'll just go kind of copy this and put it in here. Go to that link. Wait, no shit. Yes. Oh no, this one. Hey Halta, can I get like a affiliate link to sending people to your containment test? Smile. Copy link address. Fairly Evelyn code. Yeah, exactly. Oh, okay. Apparently, I can't send you this link because it's too fucking long. Okay, let me do this. There we go. And the H didn't go through. God fucking damn it. I am so good at this. Wow, look at me. Professional streamer right here. Yeah, click on that and it'll take you to the containment test sign up. I mean, it is like a beta test, right? So it's, I assume, like a random lottery for who gets in, but you can at least sign up and see if you can get into the containment test for this. It's not out yet, and we don't have a release date yet because the beta test is coming up. Hopefully that does mean that it's coming out fairly soon, like in the next few months though, but we'll see. Because if anything, I don't want them to rush this game out either.
这次 PV 中应该还有几位手册里面没有出现过的新角色吧？能不能也给大家介绍一下他们呢？
时间关系，这里我就先介绍其中一位吧。 在招募 PV 里出现的那顶神秘的女巫帽子梅露拉。
Feet lovers?
参与手册的玩家应该都会觉得眼熟吧。
Feet hag?
当时的魔
Witch hag?
女之家只有她。
I don't care what. Okay. I've definitely found the character I'm re-rolling for. Like we've seen her before, but I am. This is definitely the character I'm re-rolling
返回魔
for.
女之家，不知道她的样子和大家想象的是不是一样呢？
God damn though, look at her. Well, no, not just that part of
女
her.
之家，
Like, look at her
不知
design
道
though.
她的样子和大家想象的
Like they've done a really good job integrating these owl wing motifs into everything, even into this funny little eye over here. They have really interesting lines and angle. The flow of the head is great, but also the nice contrast of the yellow inlinings to the outfit add a really bright pop of color that is making this, the very goth hag straight black outfit have a lot more vibrancy to it. Something I feel like I need to do a little bit more with my VTuber design actually is, I don't know, I feel I have a good amount of red pop already. I don't know. But I do think that's really important, especially with any kind of like all black, any kind of goth design, is that you need to have those pops of vibrancy and color to make it feel more alive. Will NTE have a 12 plus rating? I don't fucking know. Estimated release date is late 2025, early 2020. Yeah, I mean, since this is the first beta test, that makes sense, because they've only done the technical test before, right? Oh, wait, no, is this the second beta test? I think they did a containment test previously, so this is the second one? I don't know. One of those, something like that. It is coming, but the containment test is coming up. And I don't know what the restrictions for content are going to be like on that, because I'm gonna have to like go through the rules and stuff like that. But like, since I'm like gonna be in the content creator program, if I can live stream it, I absolutely will. But it might be a thing where I can only like do videos or things like that. I'll have to see what the actual like full content creator rules and regulations look like. They have some up already on like the creator Discord server and everything, but it's not. I don't feel it's fully complete yet. There's probably gonna be extra stuff mentioned once the actual like containment test goes through and stuff like that. But first for global, second in general. Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. So as long as there's no defamation in content, it's fine for global. Yeah. I mean, that's the general. Well, I've read through the stuff that they have talked about, but it's more so I want to make sure I'm very understanding. I understand like the specifics of like times, dates, what kinds of things they are okay with, what they aren't, etc., etc. Just because I don't want to, risk getting kicked out of the containment test. I want to play a lot of this game.
是不是一样呢？
样子一不一样
Even though I'm not going to be able to play it for like 4 days after it starts, because I'm going to be at AX, because they fucking hate AX, and I'm dropping the containment test during AX.
已经施工完毕了，大家可以自由选择鉴定师的性别进行游戏。
Oh yeah, we are the
对手册
appraiser.
中
Okay,
提到
MC is the
的
appraiser.
与鉴定师身世紧密相关的新西里安事件也会有明确的交代。此外，鉴定师的动作模组也得了全面优化。
Action
我们
modules.
会在后续的战斗部分给大家详细展示，可以先期待一下。
招募 PV 里应该还出现了寻、白藏和骑摩托的。招募 PV 里应该还出现了寻、白藏和骑摩托的单翼姐姐的战斗时机吧？
Yeah, 白藏。
这些也都是本次测试中我们
Are
可以
all
操
these
控的角色
characters
吗
we can play in this
是的
test? Hell
这几个
yes.
角色本次测试大家都可以体验到。我们就先从伊波恩的店长寻开始给大家介绍下吧。作为伊波恩的店长，目前他还有很多未被披露的过去。
We love
譬如
sake
说
hags.
以前接触过他的人都会称他为时间的魔。
Bitch just tosses the sake bottle onto the ground.
人都会称她为时间的魔女，所以在设计她时，主要还是围绕
Wait, shit, was that the Witch of Time? Okay.
时间的魔女，所以在设计她时，主要还是围绕时间这个概念。寻是用伞作为武器，以近身战为主。释放大招后呢，寻的攻击方式会发生变
Those
化。
are really pretty
使用技能
animations.
时除了对目标造成伤害以外，寻的特殊时间条也会进行消耗。在时间条消耗期间，将记录所有队友使用的协同技以及技能的时间片段。在大招释放期间，除了前面提到的攻击方式改变，此时
Oh yeah, they've really upped the animations. Holy shit.
停止状态。 先前技能所记录的时间片段也会在这时一起释放。
Okay, so crowd control alt. Yeah, they've really upped the animation work. Shit.
我们也为不同的天气做。
So I want to go back real quick and see those perfect dodge animations again.
除了对目标后呢，寻的攻击方式会发生变化。使用技能时，除了对目标造成伤害以外，寻的特殊时间条也会进行消耗。
Okay.
在时间条造成寻的攻击方式会发生变化。使用技能时，除了对目标造成伤害以外，寻的特殊时间条也会进行消耗。在时间条消耗期间，将记录所有队友使用的协同技以及技能的时间片段。在大招释放期间，除了前面提到的攻击方式改变，此时除了寻，周遭会进入时间停滞状态。先前技能所记录的时间片段也会在这时一起释放。
Seems like you burn very little stamina with a dodge, though.
在时间静止状态下，我们也为不同的天气做了特殊效果。
Yo! I love that they're integrating the kits into just like the open world exploration too. Like that's just so cool. And then we see all the rainfall at once. That's great. Like that is just so cool.
哇，这个时间静止效果已经让我想到很
Wait, can you do this while driving?
又在骗弹幕了是吧？我们还是继续介绍下一个可操控角色吧，也就是已经和大家打过交道的意向管理局
Yes, thank you. I will drink. Actually, let me drink some water right now. She uses an umbrella as a weapon. Say less. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot how much you love those kinds of characters.
玩家在游戏中也能感受到，作为队长，白藏平时虽然散漫话多，关键时刻
Oh, this is Baizang. Okay, that's
他自身的异能是类似言灵的咒能力，所以
Power of
我们也是围绕
words.
语言、
Interesting.
文字这些元素进行设计。
Oh,
白藏
nice.
以近身体术配合言灵异能进行中距离攻击，他的普通攻击可以触发不同的分支攻击，命中目标后呢？会生成言灵文字。
I can't wait to figure out the exact optimal combos for him. Smile.
技能释放前的不同操作来产生不同的技能分支，并生成不同的言灵文字。
Wait a second. What?
来产生不同
His
的
skill can
他的
produce
技能
different
也可以
skill
通过技能
branches
释放前的不同操作来产生不同
through
的技能
different
分支，
inputs before casting.
并生成不同的
Interesting.
言灵文字。
I hope that there's actually some meaningful use to using more than just like the single most optimal MVS one.
白藏不会在自己领域内死亡。先前所生成的言灵文字也会在领域中触发这个文字所代表的寓意效果。
Oh, okay. He's got a very interesting
作为
sounding kit.
4队的队长，当所在队伍中有其他4队成员作为当前主控出战时，白藏也会在恰当时机下出现，进行辅助作战。
这种同队成员之间的联系效果还是很有趣的呀。除了发挥在战斗
Oh,
中
so they all kind of doing like teammate
角色
faction
们的
based
世界
things
观的
too.
联系。
Cool.
我们也是想通过这些战斗上的小设计来辅助角色的塑造，让角色更加鲜活。下面要给大家介绍的角色也是这样的。哈索尔是斯特利速递的一员，作为象属性的异能者，会比其他属性的异能者更擅长体术。他的战斗风格就是这种敏捷又充满力量的感觉，不光是普通攻击，技能也是这么。
Yeah, no, they've really upped the animation quality from like
技能和极限闪避攻击命中目标后，都会为哈索尔提供 buff 闪送和极限闪避攻
both
击
skills and
命中
critical
目标
dodge
后
attacks.
都会
So
为哈
I'm
索尔
assuming
提供
dodge counters.
buff 闪送之力。
Express the
哈索尔的大招
yo
都会为哈索尔
Alpha. Is that you?
闪送之力。哈索尔的大招
I want to beat people up with a motorcycle.
的荆棘具现成他最喜爱的机车，给敌人致命一击。释放完大招的哈索尔会进入紧急派送状态进行攻击。
这种拳拳到肉的感觉，有点羡慕在挨揍的意象了。
你在这儿享受上了是吧？总之
The fucking NTR gremlin over here is also a masochist. Who's surprised?
我们希望哈索尔的战斗设计能给玩家带来既帅又爽快的战斗体验。
那其实还有一个问题，刚刚的3段演示里面，游戏的战斗动作似乎和之前手册版本的感觉不太一样。
手册后，我们收到了很多玩家关于战斗方面的反馈，对此，我们对战斗系统进行了全面优化。首先，我们对手册中角色的动作和操作手感都进行了优化迭代，部分技能也进行了重置。
Optimized controls, character animation, remaking some skills, monster attack detection, optimized camera logic and scheduling adjustment, added critical dodge counterattack. Important, each character has been designed with unique actions, while dodge feedback has been optimized to be more rewarding after successful critical dodge. We love perfect dodging. And they also added parry attacks. When successfully triggered, interrupts target's current attack and significantly increases cycle rate needed for entry attack. Oh! Okay, so instead of having, like, parries do a stagger damage or something like that, that's much more common to see in other games, it actually just causes you to have extra generation for your little QTE things. Interesting.
在角色切换、受击、锁敌、追击等各类情况下的判断，也做了很多应用性的优化。怪物与 BOSS 的攻击判定、闪避判定，这些也都每个单独做了调整，避免一些反直觉招式出现。其次，我们对战斗不同情况下的角色相机运动逻辑也重新进行了梳理调整，让战斗中镜头的跟随、切换、过渡都更平滑。在操作反馈上，给每个角色设计了一套专属的极限闪避反击，配合对闪避手感的优化，提升极限闪避成功后的正反馈。另外呢，我们额外加入了新的成轨反击机制，也就是大家比较熟悉的弹刀。发动成功后，会中断目标当前攻击，并大幅增加连线攻击所需要的能量。
听起来确实是一个很大的更新工程啊！但手感这个东西，可能听我们几个在这里口喷，肯定是没办法让大家特别直观的感受到的。等二测开始之后，大家可以再实际上手感受下。
I want to get hands on, but I have to wait so long. Not just because it starts on the 3rd, because I can't play it until I get back from AX. Why?
好，那以上就是美术和战斗两大模块的优化情况。让我们进入下一个部分呗。我们是不是该聊聊这次新增加的各种玩法了？先来圆一圆之前画的大饼吧。手册之后的那个优化清单里面，其实有提到过会开放车辆征用的权限，还有惩罚系统。这个饼保熟吗？
保熟，保熟的。咱们直接来看一段实际演示视频吧。
Should just commandeer his vehicle. Oh, they are, because she's a cop. I need your car, sir. Get the fuck out of it. Oh, we got 1 star. Yeah, the second one actually refused to lend his car. Yeah, I see. I need to, like, get better about manner. Okay, so you can't knock people over, but hitting them does count as crime. Okay. Wee woo. I'ma go do a crime. I need to learn more Mandarin. I do not know nearly enough. I am a bad China person. Bad trash panda. Run over the cop! This is GTA, do it! Oh no, they're shooting! Get out! Get the fuck out! Or don't. Important question though, are the trees invincible? It's not a GTA clone if the trees aren't invincible. Oh, but that post is. Yeah, that, yep. Oh shit, they got drones! Like little police car drones! Oh, holy fuck! Hold up. Hold up, the drones got hands, hold up. I don't think they're getting away, guys. Chat, they might be cooked. I think they might be cooked. Oh, they're cooked. Oh, yep, wasted.
Doesn't look like there's
any CC for.
玩家可以随时在路上与 NPC 的车辆交互进行征用。
The collisions and vehicle handling look janky. Hope they improve. But yeah, I can understand that. Like I said, I'm not really that big into driving games or driving in games, so I guess that part's a bit more shrug to me. But I definitely understand. I definitely can understand concerns about that. Okay, what I do like about the showcase is that it's actual showcase in game. Usually, when other studios do showcase, it's very scripted. Oh yeah, no, that was very poorly scripted. If it was supposed to be scripted, that very much just looked like in-game play. Yeah. Your tire can become flat and make the car harder to control. Hell yeah. Very important when you're driving in a city, Smile.
不过，即使能借用薄荷的意向管理局收容组身份进行征用，也不是所有人都买账。拒绝征用也是很平常的。
哦，那被
Get out of here
的话怎么办呀？
可以抢，不是，可以
You can just rob them.
或者找其他 NPC 再问问看呗。总有热心市民。如果你攻击普通市民，强行征用的话，我们是非常不鼓励这种行为的。所以治安所就会对你进行通缉追捕。被逮捕后，需要支付相应的赔偿，接受批评教育。
啊，那我可以逃跑吗？
你还有别的问题吗？问点更多的呗。
在那个二测 PV 里面，其实大家都看到了。
So I can crime and get away with it, right? Next question.
玩家的通缉级别提升后，除了治安官，巡哨叔叔也会出动。
Oh, the drones are Officer Whiskers.
做骑孩的他可不像治安官的麻醉
As an oddity, I guess normally.
哦，我有一个朋友想让我帮忙问一下，什么情况下会提升通缉级别呀？
比如说攻击路人啊，驾车乱撞啊，把人行道当行车道啊，拿商店的东西忘记付钱等等。
Taking things from shops and forgetting to pay.
都会提升你的通缉级别。这些行为呢
We don't encourage you criming. No, do not do the crime.
通缉级别到达了最高等级，会有比巡哨叔叔更厉害的一项。
Anomaly is even more dangerous than Officer Whisker to come for you.
遵纪守法。
Please don't try this, obey the law.
有时候也不是我故意要违反交规的嘛，那个车本来就不太好开。
The cars are really hard to drive.
不小心再走错路，还遇到堵车，那真的是只有人行道比较宽敞了。
这点大家可以放心。我们已经对驾驶系统进行了全面升级，新增了路线追踪功能，只要在地图上设置好终点，就能提供全程路线指引。
Okay, cool. So there is auto travel
定位
or auto
在
driving.
操作手感上也都进行了单独优化。每辆载具根据其定位，在操作手感上也都进行了单独优化，追加了副驾上车动作等细节。这次新增了6辆汽车、1辆摩托、1辆小踏板，其中小踏板可以通过主线
Let's go scooters! I want a Vespa.
随时随地一键召唤，大家可以借助它自由穿梭大街小巷。海特洛市也会有不少街头车队和车友会等着大家去切磋挑战。
I can't wait to fail all the street race missions like at least 3 times before I clear them.
那你可能需要对每条街道都了如指掌，还得根据路段、天气等因素挑选最适合的。
Wait, that just say online?
还得根据
Oh, that's driving PvP in this game. Oh, I am so cooked, chat. I am gonna be so fucking bad at this.
路段、天气等因素挑选最适合的车型。此外，在这次测试中还会开放与好友竞速切磋的联机模式。
啊，赛车模式吗？我好害怕呀！我怕我到时候努力打工，只买到新月2000，面对一众超级跑车，拼尽全力无法战胜啊！
肯定会保证鉴定师们的收入来源的。我们这次对经营系统也进行了非常大的调整，提升了应用性和趣味性。
Honestly, it'll be cool to have a thing to like actually try to grind up resources for that isn't building a character. I want to get the fanciest, nicest crotch rocket they have. I don't know when it started happening, but I'm glad China loosened its Chinese government presence needs to be pristine and good in all Chinese media rule. It unlocked Chinese writers much more. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure part of it is part of the CCP's really big push towards having more soft power. So that's part of why they've like pulled back some on those restrictions.
店铺经营增加了一键补货功能和采购清单功能，方便玩家快速补货。这次还
Shop management, employee talents.
店铺也增加了装饰品。
I can't wait to spreadsheet the exact optimal way to maximize the income of my shops.
本次还新增了店长特供玩法，玩法中玩家需要在规定时间内手动制作客户的订单，完成后可以获得大量方丝奖。
And I love like little restaurant games and restaurant mini games like this for some reason. I'm actually really excited for that.
是不是我不用每次都得自己进货了？偶尔能摸鱼一下？
当然， 白手起家的话，一开始还是会有点辛苦，但是只要店铺良好运转起来，大家就不需要再亲自劳心劳神了，手下的员工都可以帮你搞定。除了经营店铺外，通过车辆赛事、都市探索、挑战等方式也都可以获得方丝。当然，我最推荐的还是同城委托。
City Commission，
城市里每天会出现不同的送货委托，大家可以根据委托信息前往指定地点，开上酷霸小货车。
Oh shit! So they have like daily delivery quests you can do. Interesting.
到目标位置。
Perhaps a bit of concern in.
依据送货情况呢，
bit of concern in how much time they may take up for dailies. I mean, they probably won't be required for like gacha currency rewards, but still.
和店铺的内容都有了，房呢？房产相关的内容有没有什么更新？
这次海特洛市的可购置房屋会增加到5套，
Yo, let's go.
未开放的那栋山顶。
Damn.
此外，之前和大家承诺的房屋传送功能也安排上了。同时，我们还新增了意向家具系统，玩家可以在游戏中收集有独特用途的意向制品家具。有的家具在解锁后，可以让大家接取到有丰厚报酬的特殊委托任务。每一个意向制品家具，从获取途径到养成方式，以及提供给主人的特殊奖
Does this owl turn into a sword? Huh?
奖励都是独一无二的。
比起意向制品家具的实用价值，我更感兴趣的还是这些家具的独特设定了。
Honestly, same. What's up with that black cat?
生活方方面面的感觉，让海特洛更符合我的内心对于超自然大都市的想象。
其实这就是我们进行这一系列玩法更新的核心目标之一。我们想通过更多这种意象加都市的玩法，呈现超自然设定和都市生态的融合，让大家更能感受到海特洛的独特魅力。
所以说，回到意象本身，这次我们增加了拖车烧、海球、鹰霸魔王、伤心英雄等全新的意象委托，大家依然可以在游戏中收容或泯除各种各样的意象，有时还能获得带有该意象能力的弧盘作为报酬，进一步提升自己的实力。
怎么感觉鉴定师刚加入伊波恩，业绩压力就有点大呀？
能力越大，责任越大嘛。身为主角，就是要有会被卷入各种意象事件的觉悟。不过也正是如此，鉴定师也会经历各类意想不到的精彩冒险，邂逅更多各具魅力的新伙伴。
所以2册会有什么新的剧情内容吗？能不能在不剧透的情况下给大家讲一讲呀？
这次测试我们会开启一段新的主线故事，鉴定师将会和斯特利速
Oh, cute. Look at that.
地的伙伴们参加一场特别的意象拍卖会。
A special anomaly
在拍卖会
auction.
筹备的过程中，似乎有一股新的神秘势力来到了海特洛。至于这股势力将在拍卖会上引起怎样的风波呢？就需要我们的鉴定师亲自去见证啦。
哦，终于可以参与斯特利速递相关的任务了吗？感觉鉴定师会面对更危险的意象啊。那除了和斯特利速递有关的剧情，这次有没有什么和意象管理局成员们有关的故事呢？
也会有的呀，就像安魂曲前辈最近就遇到了一些困扰，看看到时候鉴定师和塔吉多要怎么帮他吧。
哎，怎么还跟大伙卖起关子来了？
哎，为了防止剧透，不能在这里说太多了，只能当一回谜语人啦，请大家见谅。除了上面提到的这些之外，我们还增加了角色机遇任务、意象支线等更多内容，这些就等待大家亲自去游戏中发掘啦。
好吧，那只好一起期待测试开启后的完整故事啦。
说完剧情，我们2册更新内容的介绍基本也就告一段落了。其实今天我们没能聊到的新内容还挺多的，因为时间原因没办法和大家逐条讲解了，所以我们整合了一份清单，上面列出了大家可能比较关心的更新和优化内容，也是受篇幅限制，更多太细节的调整就不完整展示了。这份清单在特别节目结束后将在社群平台发布，大家可以详细了解更多2册版本的最新内容了。
Oh, shit. What's that there? I was taking my meds while they were talking and I dropped it on the ground, but I found it. Okay, let's see. Added more NPC behaviors, fun calls, taking shelter from rain, compensation, etc. Added more interactable small animals. Added more tram and bus routes. Added map and open world navigation and routes navigation function, which is honestly nice. It's definitely being able to like just have it auto drive you to a place. I found a really nice feature to have in things like Cyberpunk and everything. And while it might be fun riding around on my crotch rocket manually, there's definitely gonna be times, especially if I'm playing on phone, where it's like, just take me there. Just take me there. We can take the nice, pretty scenic route, but I don't want to drive this shit on my phone. Optimized map and icon display effects, added more selectable weather options, optimized shortcut key function. Alright, episode Good Business, Better Treasure, Artifacts Optimization, Gameplay Flow Optimization, Porn Moonlight, Artifacts Optimized, Gameplay Flow Optimization, Claw Machine Gameplay Optimization, let's go! Okay, so just little optimizations on the last one. The US is also losing their soft power rapidly right now, so there's a big gap for China. Yeah, no, that's definitely true too. Damn, I'll definitely use that spreadsheet. You're more than welcome. I will definitely be public whenever I end up making it. I think it's also skippable later one when you have shop up and running. Okay. Missing like the first 4 days of this containment test is gonna brick my like shop. It's gonna brick like my shop income by the end of it. Character hair highlight effects optimization, character eyebrow animation optimization, very important. Character material optimization, character outline lighting optimization, character self-shadow optimization, character lighting optimization, character rendering supports lumen global light illumination, point light source attenuation optimization, skin rendering, added subsurface scattering technology, enhanced translucency effects. Added parry, added critical dodge and counter attack, remade female protagonist model, updating skills, optimized entry tech QTE effects, character switch effects, optimized interruption input buffers, optimized combat camera adaptability, adjusted Esper cycle effects, optimized Mint, Fadia, Skia, Lacrimosa, Nanali, Sagari, and Adler combat animation, optimized arc display effects, added more controllable characters. Combat level remake, combat performance optimization, combat design optimization, performance, break mechanism, various optimization of enemies. Blood and Coast Blade, Tidal Ascension, and other monster infested area atmosphere optimization, treasure chest effects iteration, gameplay clue tips optimization, entry and color change effects optimization, new elite and gameplay optimization, entrance effects optimization, and added more gameplay and combat instances. Custom license plate. Yo! Custom license plate? I'm gonna run around with a license plate that says WAP. Added more car models. Actually, probably just Goondola. But added more car models, car modification parts and decals, nice vehicle driving feel, drift effects. Right side boarding function, good. Added vehicle tire puncture and weather effects. This is a new subcategory of kink, or you're just a sub? Yes? Also yes. All of the above. Check everything. Sometimes. It's fun to switch around. But yeah, this game is looking more and more the vibe. The vibes look immaculate, which means that if this ends up launching like in a really good state, I'm very likely to enjoy it, which means I'm gonna have to NTR one of my other games because I can't play this many fucking gachas at the same time. Oh fuck. Just a shop restocking ease of use, added shopping list function, delivery function, owner selection gameplay, employee bonuses, shop decoration function. More purchasable properties, anomaly furniture placement, operation placement view, added furniture interaction function. Garage and residential parking function, optimized furniture attributes, correction values and rewards, optimized bond system, optimized bond level upgrade and experience growth notification, optimized bond system interface. Optimized console guidance and ease of use, reduce console core development quantity, unlock console slots gradually, reducing appraisal amount of information processed early on. This is like me trying to read out all the thought bubbles when doing that ZZZ minigame. Optimized console system interaction. Which Blackbird's first meeting animation related actions optimize Witch's House, lighting effects optimize the Witch's House scene and surrounding atmosphere, expanded the Witch's House divination treasure hunting range. Fun. I want to play the Witch Hag. DualSense stuff, wireless controller stuff, optimize functional gameplay control, interaction logic, UI, stick, navigation sensitiveness, slang speed optimization, added new functional gameplay interfaces, fix some known bugs. I'm sure all of this information would be like really nice to see if I had played the previous containment test or technical test. Snow effects. FX implement snow mesh separated from base mesh, reducing draw commands, character rendering supports, command, caching in new version, submission efficiency optimization, SMAA anti-aliasing algorithm performance optimization, reduced execution time, ISM dynamic instancing, batch optimization, reduced rendering draw call, multi-threading, synchronization optimization, significantly improves CPU utilization, reduced CPU wait time. Wow. Sure would love if Monster Hunter Wilds could do that. DLSS upgraded to 4.0, supports brand new multi-frame generation technology. Ray tracing based reflections will use new denoising algorithms, greatly improving reflection quality. CSM shadow rendering performance optimization, optimized execution efficiency while maintaining quality. SMAA optimization for toasters, let's go. Oh hell yeah, I don't know what that is, but I'm glad that the toasts will be less burnt.
好，那下面就是我们前。
Wait, I didn't really get to see the panning shots because I was checking chat. The vibes of the city are on point.
好，那下面就是我们前瞻特别节目的最后一个环节啦。这次测试的相关情报公布后，我们也看到了大家提出的很多问题，正好借今天这个机会，可以给大家做一些答疑。首先是测试的设备安排，在开启测试招募的公告里，特别强调了海外测试仅限 PC 端。 是移动端的开发遇到了什么问题吗？
其实开发挺顺利的，但海外的移动端适配需要面对的机型真的太多太复杂了。我们在只做了一部分适配的情况下，就马上端给大家，这不仅会让大家的游戏体验变差，也是对喜欢一环的玩家们的不负责任。而且，我们这次筹备的内容，包括新玩法与优化都非常多，开发压力真的很大。 会这样安排，确实是我们目前人力比较有限，也对大家说声抱歉。移动端的具体优化效果
，At least they're giving
大家看一段视频
good all good reasoning for why.
这是我们前2天在工作室录的移动端实际试玩片段。
Let's go overlapping music. I dropped my phone like 3 times in like the past 2 weeks, and now the screen is a little busted up. And I have a equipment protection plan with T-Mobile, but I will probably have to cash in on that. It normally costs a little bit to replace stuff, but I probably need to get it taken care of. I don't know if they can get it to me in time for AX though, so I might have to wait until after AX to do it.
你现在雨天和雪天哪个性能小好大一点？
雨天吧。
调一个呢，拉满看一下。
Snow is locked. I love how instead of doing this in like a sound isolated, noise proofed room, you can just hear like people in the office in the background of this recording.
这个速度开下车来，这个速度加载肯定能加载多，开车看一下。
Damn, so you have to drive as MC. I can't be a witch on a motorcycle. My big floppy hats flopping about in the wind as I speed through an intersection and get chased by the cops. Well, all the more reason to play female MC. That's a traffic hazard? I don't give a fuck. Okay, there's a little bit of lag there. But they didn't cut that out, so that's nice. I want his bike! Although it's a bit more of a hog-style bike, I'm not that into those. I prefer crotch rockets. Bro! Chill! Yo, what's that? What's the fucking bike riding headless horseman character from Durara? It's been so long since I watched Durara. The Dullahan.
很少加载还是有。
Inferno Rider, is that you? Ghost Rider, is that you? Dullahan from Durara, is that you? I love motorcycle headless horseman.
这个是模拟实际试玩环境录制。
All things considered, this is pretty damn smooth. Yeah, no, definitely. Pretty sure. Is the Durara Dullahan literally just called Dullahan? I can't remember. I think doesn't the like simp scientists call her like have at least like a cute nickname for her or something? But is it just Dullahan? I don't remember. It's been like 6 years since I watched Durara. And X2. Her hat would clip out of the car. Perfect. I want my witch hats to be so powerful it just cuts through the roof of my car. For a beta, it is pretty smooth. Damn NTE getting a redemption arc from alpha onwards is really nice to see. Well, yeah, which is also nice to see because it's especially nice to see not just because it's becoming a better product because it shows that they're actually putting in the work and there have been improvements. I mean the combat they showcase looks so much better than any of the previous combat stuff I had seen for this game. And the driving looks good too. I just don't have an eye for that because I don't do driving games or much driving in games that drive.
后续也会在海外开放移动端的测试吗？
是的，这次在前瞻节目预留这个环节，就是想正式解释下。虽然本次在国服开放了移动端测试，但目前实际上还属于技术测试的阶段。我们仍然有许多海外机型的适配问题需要攻克。
Yeah, that's fair.
希望在未来的测试节点中，让海外玩家们体验到较为完善的测试版本。
那我们目前为止在移动端优化
There is a much more diverse mobile market here that does not have as much overlap.
能够最大程度的在移动端发挥优势。我们对引擎中的光照、阴影等算法都进行了重大改进，像光源裁剪、极点阴影看始、环境光遮蔽、动态合批等算法，我们都进行了优化甚至重构。总的来说，我们的目标就是尽量保证虚幻引擎的优秀画面效果，在移动端不打折扣的同时，最大程度的优化游戏的性能，降低。
So just love that the guy who's always talking about like all of the technical related stuff is just chilling in like this fucking onesie, this little Kigu. It's very cute. It's a very cute little Kigu.
需的硬件门槛。
那么 PC 平台的优化有提升吗？
PC 端，我们也针对角色渲染系统整体进行了优化。
Different phone brands have different build quality. Just because two phones have the same spec listed, that doesn't mean they run the same. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm not particularly knowledgeable when it comes to anything in terms of mobile stuff, but I can definitely understand the difficulties with there being a lot of other devices they have to optimize for if they're going to do anything outside of China.
提高了角色的渲染质量，像场景的整体光影效果，我们也优化了相对应的算法。我们也正式支持了英伟的
Oh yeah, let's go DLSS.
这个技术
220 frames.
可以借助 AI 提升帧率、降低延迟，并增强画质。如果是使用最新款英伟达显卡的鉴定师，就能在多帧生成和超分辨率技术的支持下，明显感受到帧率的提升。
Regalia.
游戏也能利用超分辨率技术，通过 AI 为密集渲染场景生成更多像素，从而提升画质。简单来说，就是同配置下游戏更流畅了，画质也更好了。当然，后续我们也会持续。
Okay, I was too busy reading the text actually to look at this combat. Now this looks so much better than it did previously. A big part of that though is also just like not just improved animations, but improved camera work. I mean, that's a big part of what makes ZZZ combat look and feel so good is how they work, how they integrate dynamic camera work into different attacks and actions, right? Even though you obviously can manually control the camera, having like the specifically timed like camera pans and zooms and zoom outs and whatnot really add a lot to the feel of combat. Native 60 FPS with RTX 4K is wild, to be honest. Most games just let DLSS do all the work while their native FPS is basically nothing. Oh, okay, I gotcha.
的测试信息里有提到过，说这次测试会持续14天。
But also not just the the camera like has helped a lot, but also it's not just the camera too. They've done a very good job with working with like hit stop better as well, and like the timing of things to make it feel punchier. Like, yeah. Like I remember this hammer character didn't really have much in terms of like hit stop and I guess acceleration and velocity changes to really make it feel like it was a hammer, but now it really does feel a lot more like it's a hammer character. And like it makes sense for like the quick dual blades to have very little hit stop to be very quick, but then like right there she does her boost, there's like a nice chunk of hit stop right at that moment to really add to the springiness of it. The punches and kicks have like some nice work with like the acceleration and the hit stop to just make it feel really punchy. It just looks a lot better than it did previously.
之前公布的测试信息里有提到过，说这次测试会持续14天。这个测试周期的安排是有什么考虑吗？
设置这样的时长，还是希望能模拟相对正式的游戏环境，请大家帮我们验证玩法循环、资源获取等设计的合理性。
也就是说，需要大家像平时玩游戏一样，自己干材料来进行养成了。
不只是材料，这次计划是包括角色获取、角色养成、购置资产等一系列需求，
interesting.
大家都可以通过游戏内的玩法获取资源来实现。
你提到了角色获取，对吧？
Why do I have to be 4 days late on this?
可以展开说说吗？
没问题。一环的角色获取系统叫做斯卡布罗集市，目前游戏中存在常驻棋盘和限定棋盘。
What the fuck? Huh?
叫做斯卡布罗集市。目前游戏中存在常驻棋盘和限定棋盘，界面就是现在展示的这样，可能和大家想象的画面有一些出入。在这套系统中，每一次抽取都会投掷一次骰子，根据大家投掷的点数操纵修帕移动对应距离，并获得对应格子上的奖励。走到像这样的角色格时，可以直接获得对应角色了。如果走到这样的宝箱格，同样有一定概率获得角色。
听起来好像还是通过抽卡获取角色，
可以这么理解。但我们也有一些相对独特的设置。如果连续70次投掷没有获得 S 级角色，则地图奖励会变化，出现大量
so that's that form of soft pity.
来大幅提高获得 S 级角色的概率。
Yo, so if you're single pulling, you actually get to be like, roll 3, roll 3, roll 3, roll 3. Holy shit, this is an interesting way of handling a gacha system.
单次投掷获得 S 级角色综合概率为 1.88%。在此基础上，限定时所出的 S 级角色必定为当期限定角色。
Oh my, can you imagine how hype fucking pulling streams are gonna be when you actually can physically see the shit coming up? Yeah, that's fucking wild. This system opens a whole can of worms because it visualizes the gacha. Yeah. Huh. This is interesting. Huh. Oh shit, did I mute it? Oh shit, did I unplug my earbuds? Oh shit, I can't hear anything. Sometimes I get my cord wrapped around my chair's armrest and it yoinks it out. Also no 50/50s. Thank you.
必定为当期限定角色，也就是说，角色
Thank you.
那除了角色，胡盘也是在这套系统中获取吗？
在这套系统中，只会有少量的 A 级及以下稀有度的胡盘作为填充内容。 S 级和大部分 A 级副盘则会通过游戏内各类。
Okay. So weapons are the S-class weapons, like the top tier weapons, are gotten through in-gameplay things.
玩法直接产出。
Okay, or purchase with special currency.
且这个货币也是游戏内玩法会大量产出的，大家可以轻松。
So you get either through gameplay or you just actually get enough currency to purchase the weapon. You're not gachaing for it. That's really nice, actually. Monopoly summons 70 soft pity, 90 guarantee, no 50-50, no banners, and they are farmable weapons is really nice. It's one thing I'm enjoying a lot about Black Beacon too, is that Black Beacon has farmable. Well, so they have farmable weapon copies as well as farmable standard weapons, including the signatures for all the A rank characters. So that's a really nice feature. That it's really nice when they give you these kinds of farmable options, and just so nice to not see 50-50s. Like, they were not very prevalent before Genshin's popularity, but it's fucking everywhere now. It's still random, it just visualizes... Yeah, I mean, it just visualizes the gacha, sure, but at the very least, it makes for better entertainment with it, I guess. Is my thought. Especially, you know, being a streamer and everything. It definitely can make it a lot more entertaining to do the gacha.
其实现在可以总结为限定卡池不歪，高稀有度呼盘也有大量免费产出。
是的，其实这套方案我们做出来压力也非常大，因为完全不确定这样一套规则是否可行。在没有得到玩家的反馈和后台数据验证之前，我们也不确定整个方案能否达到我们的预期。还是希望大家能多多给我们提供反馈吧。
是的，希望大家多多提出自己的想法，帮助我们继续打磨游戏品质。谢谢大家。
好，谢谢两位的介绍，也谢谢屏幕前各位。
游戏品质，谢谢大家。
What I'm more interested with is that they can release special dice like Mario Party's dice. Imagine you're 3 spaces away, you pull out the Goon dice. True, that would be interesting if they did something like that. Speaking of, I lost on Yuli for S2 Viola. Can't say I really lost on there. That's so fun. Yo, I also have an S2 Viola. I got from Standard though. I've gotten 3 copies of her from Standard. I haven't lost the character 350 yet. Oh shit, I just said that. I'm gonna have to pull a Black Beacon later tonight.
这次收容测试的更多细节呢，就期待大家自己前往海特洛市去发现啦。那么本次的一环收容测试前瞻特别节目的内容
Yo, let's go. This has been incredibly hype. This has been a really hype live stream. Holy shit.
收容测试将于7月3日上午9点正式
Fuck you though.
期待与大家在海特洛相
Fuck
见。
you for starting it during A. They're not just dropping the containment test during AX. They're dropping it on the first fucking day of AX. God damn it. Why?
哎，慢着，忘了个事情，咱们海特洛市独特的音乐盛会，地点意象月亮狗之夜就快要降临啦。
Yo.
到时候会有一场很嗨的
Okay,
演
I'm down.
出。
The
我
music's
先把
fucking
门票送给大家
incredible, so
啦
I'm down.
大家记得来听哦，拜拜。
Bye bye. So cute, incredible. When the fuck is the live concert though? Have they announced that? Instagram X. Why am I not following them? I thought I was. Okay. Real quick, chat. I have to pee really badly. I've been holding in that entire live stream. So I'll be right back, but then we'll chat a bit more about all of this, because it's very exciting. But I'll be right back. And we are so back, chat. Thank you, Brain Rot Background, for your service as always. But yeah, no, this is incredibly exciting, and I'm very mad that these motherfuckers are dropping this on the first day of AX, because I'm gonna be there the entire weekend and Monday. Well, we'll be heading back on Monday, but Chinese beta actually starts 26th, by the way. Global beta was delayed because P5X is launching the same day, and Perfect World also publishes that. Oh, I don't even know what P5X is, but okay. Gotcha. But yeah, no, that's very exciting. Yeah, if they implement it in the true random fashion, the odds are so much higher than 1%, because almost every chance you're in range of an S rank is always 1/6. That was the thing. Also, that's the thing I'm wondering about this real quick. If we pull back.
游戏中存在常驻棋
Because like the thing is that all right.
限定棋牌界面
So I mean, but it also looks like you have a chance basically to like get a character when you land on one of these boxes, right? So I assume the gold ones are the ones that actually give you a solid chance of getting the S rank, but there's not any guaranteed, oh, this is the S rank tiles on the board until you hit soft pity. Right? Like then at 70 pity it becomes solid. No, these are going to be an S rank, but before that they were saying that it's only it's like these boxes can give you characters.
根据大家投掷的点数操纵修帕移动对应距离，并获得对应格子上的奖励。当走到像这样的角色格时，就可以直接获得对应角色上的奖励。当走到操纵修帕移动对应距离，并获
So like there, I'm like we can see there are like specific A rank tiles, but those are only for A ranks. There aren't any like specific S rank tiles until you hit 70, until you hit soft pity.
角色格时，就可以直接获得对应角色了。如果走到
But I mean, I would assume these gold ones have a chance to give you like a so you have a chance to get the S rank from those, but it's only a chance. So it's gonna be still higher than a 1 in 6 chance because lower than a 1 in 6 chance because it's a 1 in 6 if you land on the gold box, but then also whether the gold box gives you an S rank is gonna have its own randomization.
可以这么理解，但我们也有一些相对独特的设置。 如果连续70次投掷没有获得 S 级角色，则地图奖励会变化，出现大量 S 级角色格，来大幅提高获得 S 级角色的概率。单次投掷获得 S 级角色综合概率为
Yeah, so like the overall probability of taking an S within a single roll. I don't know if that's like including guarantee or not. Because including guarantee of 1.88 is actually a really low amount, but if they mean the base rate is 1.88, then that's a different, I guess including soft pity rising, then that's a decent rate. But
1.88%，在此基础上
the good part is the S rank will be the character. Oh yeah, no, definitely earlier was mentioning that the lack of 50/50 is nice because 50/50s were not that prevalent, well, like not nearly as prevalent in the gacha space until Genshin Impacts, fucking blew up the markets and everything started emulating them in some way or another. So yeah, the lack of 50/50 is really nice. I mean, even Genshin's previous game didn't have, or like even Mahoya's previous games didn't have 50/50. I'm pretty sure GGZ was 100% rate up. Honkai Impact though still doesn't have 50/50 either. Same thing with Kura. Wua picked up 50/50 from Genshin, but the previous game PGL, which is what we're gonna be playing a lot of tonight after this stream. This stream's when starting next stream. I'm gonna cut this stream short once we're done talking about NTE, so it can be like a single watchable stream, and then hop back on into a new stream immediately to do the rest of the stuff for tonight. But and they also didn't have any kind of 50/50. It's 100% rate up on debut, and then 70/30 on non-debut. But that's why you also pull every character on debut. And PGR also is incredibly free-to-play friendly because you are guaranteed to get more than enough pull currency to get every single new S rank character that comes out so long as you do dailies, weeklies, and events. As long as you do all of that, you are guaranteed to have more pull currency than the guarantee every single patch.
限定时所出的 S 级角色必定为当
But that also is why PGR makes like less than 10% the amount of money Wua does. So that and just raw player-based differences as well.
只会有少量的 A
But yeah, no, this is all incredibly exciting. I mean, let's just go back to the beginning real quick, because holy shit, the vibes. Like, again, the biggest appeal to me of this game is just the vibes. The immersion and the amount of work they're putting into the immersion and, like, really designing this world and experience to really feel like you're in a modern metropolis, which is just so my fucking taste in so many ways. I'm really glad that I'm currently able to live in downtown Phoenix, because I just love... It's not nearly as big of a city as I'm used to, considering I grew up in Atlanta, right? And spent 18 years there. But it's still just really nice being in walking distance of, like, so much nice stuff. So much cool parts of the city. I mean, honestly, like... My ideal lifestyle moving forward would be to be able to spend like 1 to 3 years living in different big cities around the world. And that was the big part of the appeal of doing full-time content creation back when I did it, you know, 4 or 5 years ago, or like 5 years ago or whatever. Because, goddamn, this track is a banger. Because the idea of being able to not have my work tied to a physical location is really appealing to me, because I would like to go spend 2-3 years living in Chicago. I would like to go spend 2-3 years living in Seattle or in Portland. I would like to spend time living in a bunch of different places. Vancouver, both Washington as well as Canada. I would love to spend time over there and actually, but not just like, you know, go visit. I would love to actually live there and really experience the life and the culture there for at least a few years, and then go somewhere else afterwards. It's also part of why I'm taking a break from school right now, but it's also part of why I'm studying for a degree in data science and business analytics, because the possibility of remote work is there's a much bigger remote work market for that kind of thing. And I'm more than happy to take a degree of pay cut for like fully remote work that I would be able to do from anywhere. Not to mention, in, you know, corporate IT too, you also can just find and get a new and hopefully better offer just in a different city. See, I really wish that when they do like the big drop later, it was in this like a grungier, like scratchy guitar more bass heavy style, because that's definitely the kind of guitar I prefer personally. Jufufu EP was a banger. Wording makes it seem like it's including guarantee. Genshin 1.6 overall, Will 1.8% overall. Yeah, I mean, when the containment test comes out, we'll be able to see like the actual hard stats, right? Because it's legally required for them to put in the specific stats. And if it is a 1.88, then it's very possible they have your typical. They have like your now, unfortunately, because of Genshin, typical was at 0.7% base rates, and then a soft pity that kicks in at 70 for this one, where the rate spikes comparatively. But yeah. Everything in this trailer was shown mechanically in the game. Yeah, which is really nice. None of them were like... none of them were like that pre-rendered cutscene sort of thing. It definitely just was actual gameplay. And that's really nice to see them showcasing that. And I guess for them, though, it's because it seems like they're definitely taking pride in the amount of work they put into this game since, like, the last containment test and since the technical test. Because they kept mentioning about it, and they put a huge focus on all the optimizations and improvements they did. And that also gives me a lot of hope that this particular team, because I mean, it is Hotter Studios, right? The same one, or Hotter Studio, the same one that makes TOF, but I don't really know much about TOF. I played it for the first 2 weeks and then ended up dropping it because the exploration was good, but the actual setting itself wasn't really to my taste, and NTE 100% is. I need gachas in my life that are like fun interpretations of modern urban metropolis, or, you know, near future interpretations of that, like cyberpunk genre settings and everything. I need that in my life so fucking badly, and NT is gonna be providing that, it seems like. But yeah, live in Mumbai so you can hate living in a big city, Lamau. God, and the song is such a banger. I can't wait for NTV to be on Spotify. Do tell me about it. Damn, I kind of, yeah. We'll go back to the drop. I kind of fucked it all up though by stopping in the middle of like the closer. There it is. That's my alt rock. Damn, hear that bass line though. Just give me a version of this that is entirely that. Like, it makes me a little sad that like as soon as they hit like the climax in the animation of their like little alt rock band up there, it kills all of the alt rock guitar and bass.
在刚刚的 PV 里
God damn, no, like the vibes in this fucking game are immaculate. Like, the title of this, like, Critter, you bring up, like, the title and everything. The title of this is, like, you know, it's a meme, right? Like, I'm like, oh, it's NTE, ha ha ha, NTR funny. But, no, but actually, seriously, this is very likely to actually NTR one of my gachas, because I can only play so many at the same time. At least, like, you know, play seriously of, like, do full dailies, full weeklies, events and stuff. I have some other gachas I can just kind of pick up every now and then for, like, a patch, or, like, for a particular character that comes out that I want. I'll do some farming up and everything. But yeah, nah, this is going to eat. Oh, okay. Okay, so this is not just a scenic rework. This is them showing off the MC rework, which new female MC looks so goddamn. Look at that gorgeous specimen of a Yuri character. Seriously though, this MC is so much like, this is one of the best MC designs I've seen, if I'm being completely honest. MC character design is often really lacking. I mean, Bell and Wise are great, but they're also great because they're actual characters. They're not like self-inserts at all. They're actual like characters in the settings with their own personalities, their own values, their own thoughts, their own interactions. Like, they're fully nuanced, fully built characters. It's also the same thing with Stell, though. That's why I like Stell so much in HSR. They don't have they don't have the level of characterization you have in Bell and Wise, because the sibling dynamic and them having each other to bounce off of also adds a lot to that. But I don't know. That I guess is a concern, but it's okay. It's not a deal breaker or the biggest thing in the world if the MC is a bit more of a self-insert style, which is kind of seems like what they're going for. But that's fine. I'm just so excited about the vibes, and I'm so excited about what they can do with the storytelling and with how they can handle things, because a living, breathing, constantly changing city where there's this constant bouncing back and forth of disconnection and connection possible, where you can never meet another person in a city at all. Like, most people you will never meet. But then even a small chance encounter you have, even if it's just you beating up a thug or something, can lead to a whole new spiral of things, because you're still both within the city. You both have different relationships, different collections, all these kinds of things. They can come back and jump you with their boys and everything. And like, that ability to have those very brief interactions that can lead into whole massive new events, or shit happening, shit going down, or new relationships with entire groups of people and everything, is just part of what I love so much about the kind of storytelling you can do in a city. And I'm just excited to see what they do with it. It'll be interesting to see how they handle things. Love the MC design change. It's so good. It's so good. I need fun gachas in my life. Finally looks like Mr. Depresso gacha story, and Joy is going to have a palate cleanser. I'm not saying I need fun gachas in my life. All my gachas are fun, especially the depressing ones. Because you know my taste. Like, I live and breathe for depressing and tragic stories and dark stories, because I do think the best explorations of what it means to be human, of human character, comes out best in those incredibly hard, stressful, dark, depressing times in life, when you reach a point that in a story or a narrative, or just in a character's or even personal experience, where it strips away all of the niceties and the politeness and all of these things that are much easier to deal with and handle when things are good, is when you truly get to see and explore like a human's character. And that's why I enjoy this kind of dark story so much. And it's also because a story of effort and struggle and trying to improve things and trying to survive things is so much more captivating, and or rather can be, because, you know, a lot of people handle that shit and like edgy shit really badly and everything. But that is when you can have so much more poignant and bright moments with characters and with humans than you can in a position where, you know, there aren't necessarily stakes. There aren't things riding on the line. There aren't. You can still afford to have these niceties, to have these polite standards, or things like you have the ability to not have it mean so much. And that's just why I like dark stories. That's why I like dark stories. I like depressing stories. I mean, I just fucking showed off an incredibly not cheap anniversary special edition merch that I got for Cyberpunk. They did a very like pretty small number limited edition run for, because Cyberpunk 2077 is solidly top 2, very arguably number 1 anime of all time for me, because it is such a beautifully well done tragedy of an exploration of many different, like, not just darkness but flaws of human beings, told in a beautifully animated, heart-wrenching, soul-crushing way that just fits my taste so precisely. Because Cyberpunk 2077 is a tragedy. It is a tragedy, and you can take so much from and learn so much from the experience of it. And I find that beautiful. It's also one of my first tattoos going to be related to it. I'm actually talking with a tattoo artist, and that's probably going to be happening fairly soon, because I'm finally getting off my ass and actually doing it. But yeah. Definitely not a self-insert. They have a personality, as far as you could see from cutscene footage from the first CBT. Okay, that's good. I mean, I definitely hope so. They have like a strong personality. But like, if you have, so like, I guess less so self-insert is what I'm saying, but also just like power fantasy. I'm just not that into power fantasy, except for when it's like popcorn shit, right? Like, I will still still do consume like shitty, like very like campy or very just popcorn like junk food isekai or fantasy anime, because I mean, it's just fun. It's fun. You don't have to think about it very hard. It's just entertainment, right? And I don't always want to be enjoying and exploring these like very complex, nuanced looks into the human condition and human soul. Sometimes I just want to watch someone who will just stare at every situation and be like, nah, I'd win, and then win, but do so in a very entertaining way, right? But that's kind of my issue with, like, Rover in Wuwa, is all the other characters, especially in 2.x, but even, for the most part, most of version 1 after, like, 1.3-ish, around 1.4 sort of thing, like, the characters got very interesting. The characters are incredible in Wuwa, minus the early period, and that's what I enjoy about it. But Rover is just really fucking boring. Like, Rover is really boring, and they at least sometimes can do kind of the Batman thing, right? Where the interesting thing about Batman is not Batman. The interesting thing about Batman is the villains and how they act as foils and reflections of him and of human weakness and human flaws. And, I mean, less so in that way specifically, but more so how Rover is... I enjoy how Rover can be used as essentially, like, a plot device or a sounding board or something to bounce off of for the actually interesting characters. And, like, that's fine. I'm perfectly fine with that. I just don't really care much for Rover as a character. Versus, like, someone like Stell, who, in Honkai Star Rail, Stell is actually a character. And I love the fact that she's basically a shitpost trash panda. I am a trash panda because of Stell. They are my spirit animal. But also, like, Bell and Wise are actually, like, full, real characters, and I love that. And you can't always get that, and that's fine. Like, you can't always get that, and, like, the power fantasy character or the self-insert character can still be handled well. I mean, I don't even know if you could really call it a power fantasy, but like the Commandant and PGR, which we'll be playing in just a little bit, the Commandant and PGR is like an incredible character, even though they are literally the whole like faceless self-insert character. They are also actually a character, and part of why I love PGR is because similar to like the 2077 thing, they don't always win, and it's an actual struggle for the Commandant, because the Commandant is just a normal fucking dude who happens to be like top of his class in military academy, or her class, or their class. They actually added in the ability to pick your pronouns, which I think is great. But they are just a human who was top of the class in their military academy, and tactical genius, and just has the willpower of an entire fucking militia of revolutionaries, and struggles and bites and pushes through, but they also have an actual personality, they have values, they have all of these things, and so they still manage to be an actual character, and I would definitely argue much more inspiring character because of how difficult the situations are around them, and how hard they have to truly like struggle and push through and scrape and claw their way out of, despite being a self-insert. And like, so it can be handled really well. It's just, it generally isn't, and it's also definitely harder for it to be. Rover is too Mary Sue? Exactly. Rover is a Mary Sue. Rover is literally the embodiment of the meme, nah, I'd win. I'm not gonna lie, the Cartethia storyline was fucking incredible. Literally the reason that our community is called the Goondola to Gacha Hell is because of a joke that happens, because of a joke chat came up with during us playing through that story, and me just being like, you know what, fuck it, we're the Goondola now. That's a thing. But the ending could have been so much better, and especially like coming from a player of PGR, especially where they've handled exact situations like that so much better. It could have been so much better if the ending wasn't literally this like moment of climax and catharsis with everything is happening, with Cartethia's entire journey through so many different times, so many different places, so many different other people, so many awful situations, literally existing in an inverted sonorosphere tower for fuck knows how many years completely alone, to the point where, you know, she developed self-coping skills that you can see in her idle animations, where she's literally like playing around with sock puppets because she was fucking alone for god knows how many years in a magical wibbly-wobbly time-space thing. And that ending could have been like so beautiful and poignant in some of like the hardest, darkest ways. But then it literally ends with Rover going, nah, I'd win, and saving the day. And like the animation, the music work, like everything about the actual ending cinematics and stuff was incredible. But like, I just felt like they really did not stick the landing with that entire plot line, because the ending, the resolution of all of that build-up and conflict and all of that struggle was literally the main character stepping in and being like, nah, I'd win, and then winning. Like, Rover is definitely too Mary Sue, but again, like, it's fine. Nothing is perfect, nothing's flawless, and honestly, I don't even know how one would handle something like having a Bell or Wise in like a narrative like Wu was, right? It would be hard to execute, definitely, even though they managed to do it in PGR all the time. But it's probably good that they didn't just literally redo the Commandant in the Wu setting. It's also why I like Stell, though, because Stell very much does that, but Stell's also allowed to fail, and Stell's also allowed to struggle, and even though Stell has like the nah, I'd win mentality and often does, she also doesn't win. She also sometimes just doesn't win. And I really like that about how they handle Stell and Sorrow. But yeah, no, I mean, coming back to NTE, like, the vibes are immaculate. I'm so excited for what they can do with this setting and what they can do with the storylines, because, I mean, I keep talking about, I'm talking about, like, how I need this urban metropolis, yada yada, peak vibes gacha in my life, but the real reason, like, outside of just, you know, the immaculate vibes and it feeling great and resonating with me, I just also think the most interesting stories can happen in a urban metropolis kind of thing like this. And I kind of went into why earlier when talking about the whole, like fascinating dichotomy that happens in a large city of disconnection and connection with other human beings. But I'm just excited to see what they do with it. I mean, I think ZZZ does a very good job with it. It's just ZZZ feels very isolated because it's like very hyper-focused on very small sections of specific like neighborhoods and districts. While because this is like a full like GTA-style open world, and they're even adding more districts as 5 total ones to deal with in the containment test and everything, that you have the potential for such interesting storylines and narratives through that. And I really want to see if they can really cook with that, because even if the story ends up being like good enough, right? Like, I'll still play the game, I'll still enjoy it and everything. I'm very convinced this is gonna NTR one of my other gachas. But the potential that exists, because I mean a story like Cyberpunk could not happen to the same degree it happened in 2077 if it wasn't set in the city. And I fully believe that and will die on that hill. But I don't know, it's just exciting. It's exciting. And I'm mad that they're dropping this on the 3rd, because that's literally when I'm going to be driving 10 hours to go to Los Angeles for AX, and I won't be able to play this fucking game, because if I'm going to play this game, I'm playing it on stream. Like, I'm not going to play this game by myself. I want my very first taste and touching and experiencing of this whole thing to be on stream and share it with, like, you guys and share it with the community and everything. And also just, you know, have it all on record in the vault for posterity's sake. But I'm so excited. I'm just mad I'm gonna have to like wait a solid 4, potentially 5 days to be able to actually experience this after like it drops and everything. This all, of course, assuming that they let me into they actually confirm me. I mean, I'm in the content creator program, but you know, who fucking knows? Who fucking knows? Maybe they'll get pissed off at my stream title and not give me a code or something, but I hope that's not the case. I hope they have a good sense of humor about it, because I've very obviously been singing praises about this, and it's not even me trying to, like, gas them up or anything, go like, ooh, I have to be, like, nice to make sure I get in or stuff. I'm genuinely really excited about this, and I want to experience it, because this is, like, the vibes are immaculate. This is the kind of gacha I've been wanting, even if the combat is only, like, good enough. I have Wuwa, I have PGR, I have a ZZZ, like, I have games that have really deep mechanical combat that I can enjoy for that sake, and that's fine. What I want is this city, I want these vibes, I want the potential narrative they can do in this kind of a thing. And also, I want to spreadsheet the fuck out of the shops, out of, like, the business system in this game, and completely min-max absolute optimal income, as I tend to do. But yeah. I don't know. It's exciting. It's exciting. I'm very excited for this game. I'm just mad I'm gonna have to wait until, like, probably the Tuesday after of the week of this thing launching to be able to play it. But c'est la vie. Gotta keep that power fantasy alive. Wait, when does Stell not win? Don't worry about it, Jonathan. I will also point out that, like, in a lot of the cases and storylines, it's not that, like, the team doesn't win, it's just that Stell doesn't. Stell is not the reason they win. And I think that's a very important distinction. It's that even if they do end up winning, Stell isn't the one that wins. Stell is a part of the winning, but the winning will often happen as the result of the character that they're probably trying to sell in the storyline, because, you know, money. But the character's arc concluding with, like, a final victory for that character, and not because MC won. But Robo has not been winning since 1.0 through the overall picture, though, so I guess it's... I mean, if we're talking about, like, the meta story, there hasn't been that much. Even then, they still fucking beat the Thrunodian, but she's always been late and all, and technically both Sentinels are spoiled. Yeah, I get it. I get what you mean, if we're talking about grand story sort of thing, and general full, like, like actual like full overarching story arcs, but that's still different from any time the rover is faced with adversity. They just gojo their way out of it, right? I do think that Jujutsu Kaisen did a really good job handling that archetype, though. Like, they did a really good job of taking the Na Edwin character and then making it that everyone in the universe recognizes he's the Na Edwin guy, so that's why the entire crux of the opposition's plan was entirely based around stopping him and nothing else. I want to all combat vibes exploration in one game. I want to have my Kikini too. I mean, the thing is, Acid, if you can get that, I am so happy for you that you can find something that is to that level, right? And that is to that level of what you're looking for. But that kind of a thing is such a rarity because everyone has different tastes, they have different preferences, right? Like, there are probably games out there that are literally perfect for a person, that has everything they want out of a game, but I have different tastes, so that doesn't happen. Part of why Cyberpunk 2077 is so beloved to me is because it's the anime that does that. It's animated by Trigger, who does frankly my favorite animation in the business completely, always have, throughout all of the, well, okay, not all of that, a lot of stuff that Trigger like releases is not necessarily like trigger coded, but you know what I mean by, you know, the trigger coded stuff. And then the writing was phenomenal. The characters were phenomenal. The storylines and the themes are exactly the kind of shit that I love. And the fact that it was actually a tragedy. There is not a happy ending. There is not. But it's handled in such a good way that it's not just like edgelord shit or just like depression porn shit, right? Or trauma porn shit. And the fact that it's also in my absolute favorite possible genre, which is cyberpunk. Near future cyberpunk is by far the most interesting thing to me. Probably the only thing that can beat it is like the exact same thing but magipunk, but that's very rare. I don't think I've ever found a single piece of media that has done that particular setting well. And there's like a story I've had in mind for a while that I occasionally will like work on, and I am interested in doing something with that at some point in the future, but that is in that kind of a setting. But I don't know. Really, the only one that kind of does it is Shadowrun, but Shadowrun still doesn't do it the way that I guess particularly is to my taste, because Shadowrun is more so we have like near future modern world, and then magic comes back and becomes introduced. What I'm interested in is having your near future modern metropolis, very large city, but the technology from the get-go is based around the magic system and the modern developments of that. I guess, the Demon Lord some year number does go for that exact kind of thing, but I haven't watched all of it. Because I was gonna be watching it with, like, my roommate and stuff, and then we never got around. It's the same reason why I haven't finished Arcane yet. We got to, like, episode 6 of the news of, like, season 2, and then just kind of haven't reconnected to watch it again. Just hasn't lined up because his schedule's gotten incredibly busy, and also just he has like the opposite schedule that I do. But it is what it is. But yeah, I don't know. I guess all of that's to say I'm very excited about NTE, and it is like the title is obviously like fucking, the title and the thumbnail is obviously like fucking clickbait, right? But it's clickbait that's based in like my genuine thoughts and feelings on this whole thing, because it is very, very likely this game is going to NTR one of my other gachas, and I don't know which one it's gonna be. It probably end up being like Impact or something. That's definitely the kind of game I can really just like come back for a patch or two when I feel like it. But as much as I love the storylines, but the storylines are also like, you know, done. And they put out new ones, but I'd rather do multiple chapters in a row than just like do the new chapter every single time. Anyway, yeah. Very excited for NTE. I hope y'all are as well. Don't forget, let me make sure this is in the description of the video too, actually. Don't forget that you can still sign up for the containment test. Let me put this in here real quick. All caps. Don't forget that you can still sign up for the containment test at this non-affiliate Link. Sponsor me, please. Ooh, colon, paste link. Cool. And probably gonna end this stream soon and start another one to like just do some like other gacha stuff, like the kind of stream stuff I normally do. Oh fuck, it's 11:54. I gotta do PGR dailies real quick, but yeah. But even though the stream's about to end, post that, and we pinned that just so it can be up there for a little bit. Yeah, don't forget that you pre-register, and also don't forget that you can still sign up for the containment test if you're interested to. I mean, obviously for like the public, for like just general public, it's probably a lottery system or something, but you never know. It's a gacha game, right? Might as well get some gacha in while you can right now. But assuming like nothing goes horribly wrong, I will be in the content creator program, so I'll definitely be playing this. Assuming again that they don't like get mad at my NTR jokes or something. Actually, let me change the title. I'm not going to remove the NTR. I'm just going to capitalize will. Def. NTE will def NTR one of my gachas. Save. Perfect. NTR will def NTE will def NTR one of my gachas. Alright. I'm gonna cut this and restart a new stream in a second, but we're so close to reset for PGR. I'm just gonna really quickly spend the fucking 30 seconds I need to do dailies on that, and then I want to actually finish up the events and stuff for PGR, which is probably gonna be what we end up just mostly doing. Might also do some of that new Wua of boss event, because I haven't touched it yet, and I do love boss events, but I'm also not at like full fuck! I was gonna do Pain Cage on stream, so I haven't done Pain Cage, and I have fucking 4 minutes. I hate autoing, but I might have to auto it. My bracket. Fuck. I've been yapping so much about. No way I got demoted out of Legends. No fucking way. You're saying I couldn't be in top 3 in a bracket filled with SSS plus whales? No fucking way. How the fuck do like people who aren't Iba whales manage to stay in fucking Legend for more than one rotation? Like, genuinely, how the fuck do you do that? There's a limit to how good you can play when they have numerically just like 50% more damage than you do. Because the people who are top in like Legends are also the ones who not only are whales, but they're also good at the game, like Rexland, right? That's the kind of people in like the top tier of Legend, because that's the top tier of Pain Cage. Okay, I think the biggest priority actually other than dailies is to just make sure I get as much auto clear. I can't auto clear that one. Just need to get as much done as I possibly can. Click, 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 back, back. The other stuff they'll send to me, it's fine, but I have to cash this in here or I don't think it refunds it. Okay, we go back. I have enough time to do one of these, probably, maybe. It depends on loading screen times. God, fuck it, I can't believe I forgot. I should have done this like 20 minutes ago. I could have cleared everything just fine, but... Okay, we go over Watanabe swap, back into live. We go for probably standard rotation. Fast ult. Slash. Back fade slash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Go. I missed on my Da Vinci. Fuck. I fucked it up. God damn it. Now I'm fucking it up so badly. My rotation. Okay, I'm gonna score shit, but that doesn't matter. The important point is to actually get it done. Fast ult. This should have been like a 22-second run. What the fuck did I just do? I'm panicking. That should have been like sub 22. That's like bare minimum for me on this level of this boss. Save score. Back. Claymore. I probably don't have time for another. I've got 30 fucking seconds. Okay, maybe it'll actually save and count it though if I do this during. Why is lift stamina too slow? Oh my fucking god, you're kidding me. Fine. Steel willed. Okay. What? Lilith's on the wrong set too. She's not on the support set, but whatever. I could have actually cleared this if I had started like 7 minutes earlier. That's the unfortunate part. Ults. This would have been faster if I just immediately Ishmaeled it. It's fine. Ishmael. 2. Right click. Ult. Yeah, no, this should have been like a 17 max. It's fine. I could just like have double Ishmael there and done it way faster than with Lilith, but I'm just fucking panicking. I would just use the auto clear. I did all 3 of my auto clears. No, it failed because the reset happened. I didn't know that's how that works. God damn it. I only got 52 skulls. God damn it. And next patch is insane. They're dropping the new Selena and the new Vera. I need every fucking pull I can get. God damn it. Like, I'm minimum SSS3ing both of them, so I need everything I can fucking get. I thought Wua had too much animations. Jonathan, if you play Wua and you think Wua has flashy combats, you have not seen shit until you play PGRC PGR. This shit is crazy. It's so sad. Cries and suffering. Okay, well, anyway, I am going to be playing more PGR, so I'll just leave this open. But I am ending the stream because we are done with the Neverness to Everness thing. And since, like, for the content creation program, we have to basically do some kind of content on the live stream itself and then send that and then, like, link that to them and everything, and that's the requirement for the content creation program. So I want to keep this like stream cut out separately from the rest of the stream tonight, so it's easier for them to look at, but also so for people who are looking specifically for like NTE stuff, they have like this nice little 3-hour VOD they can watch about me yapping way too fucking much about it. So to be fair, it wasn't as crazy as Relink. I mean, if you think Relink's crazy, again, PGR exists. Speedrun? I mean, Jonathan, the entire point of PGR paint cages that it is a boss speedrun. You get score for how quickly you kill it. So yes, all of those runs you saw there were bad. Those were bad runs. I was panicking too hard and fucked up my basic rotations. I have muscle memories. Okay, anyway. It has been fun, chat. I will be back in like literally 30 seconds, but we are ending this stream now, so kind of bye.